Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth. Every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house. And I come to do what I got to do. Because I got to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall, standing strong. Hey, y'all know what it is, man? Bobby Banger in this bitch. All right. Yeah, we up for the conversation all the time, man. On the House of Consciousness, sa.neter TV, man. Man, I'm your host, Bobby Banger, man. Standing right here. Y'all know what it is. It's a long walk off a short damn pier. Yeah, it is, man. Y'all see the flyer, man. I don't know why they keep trying to do it. I don't get it, man. I don't know, man. Monkey or man? Did all humans come from Africa? Crazy. I told you I take the easy ones because it's just easy. And I kind of get where these ideas circulate from. They circulate from weird places. They circulate from people fighting against people that the Egyptians are black or the Egyptians are not black. If you get into some of those groups, they will deny evolution. On both sides. Oh! On both sides, man. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. How can you claim to be aware but deny the basic scientific origin of humanity? How can you claim to be aware, conscious, aware, and deny your biological reality? It's the craziest thing ever. Like you don't go to the bathroom like all the animals on planet Earth. Anything you see walking around, use the bathroom. Urinate and poop out of two different spaces most times. How do you deny that? Eat food and process the food and discharge it through urination and pooping. That's what animals do, right? They kill a food. Whether you eating a berry off a tree, taking it from its natural source, vegetables, whether you eating vegetables, derooting it. It's crazy to me, man. Like, what are we afraid of here, man? Anyway, this guy's going to try to convince you that humans come from different places. But how can you be aware and not be aware of the mythology that's around the planet? That's another thing. Man, go ahead and get that donation, $30, man. 28th February, man. Black History Month, man. Beat the brakes off of them because I can. What's up, Reggie? He's in the building, man. V Brown, what's good? Suntan, what it do, man? Novel, what is it? Novel visual. What's up with you? Indigenous black man, the black, he told everybody. Well, you gotta stop that. Ah, they look crazy TV. Well, that's funny. Man. Private security team. What is this? Team still mine. Teen is still mine. V Brown. All right, man. We piling up in here, man. Got 63,000, man. We like to get started at 70 around here, man. St. Louis was good, man. Yeah, Sanchez, if Sanchez eat me up, all y'all disappear. Oh my goodness gracious. If Sanchez beat me up and prove me wrong, all y'all go poof. Because that means we just was like a computer program or something. It couldn't have been a biological reality. It just couldn't have been. Hey man, y'all got to be, he gonna eat me up. Yeah, he probably will. Shit. He will always beat me up and appear that way when you're ignorant. Oh, just call this ignorant, just lost support, just lost support. I'm saying ignorant to the subject matter, ignorant to the biological reality, ignorant to the fact that humans are animals and Nepal is going to be beating the hell out of the folly. Where that's at? Let me see. Is this the one right here? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, look. This is the first time I've seen this damn flyer. Listen, I know what I went through with my flyer, right? And I know these two sisters like, nah, I want it this way, I want it that way, I want that way. Because they're on this motherfucker super fly. They both got to sit on the throne. They got to sit on the throne. They both of them got to sit on the throne. They got to be there, yo. But I'm looking at, I'm saying, I'm liking this right here. And sa.neter in the middle, got that man, got him with the suit on. They some fly African Americans right there, yo. They flyed up. I gotta give it to them, yo. That's some fly shit. Look at both of them, yo. Fly. You got, man, let me see. Nepal, she's sitting on a diamond throne. She say, the hell with that. I'm gonna throw diamonds on mine. Fly. See, fly that shit out. That shit is extra fly. And got the hawk there, you know what I'm saying? That's the hunting bird, bird of prey, because she's definitely gonna be hunting the falcon. One of the fastest birds in the world. Boom. Sitting on the throne. And then you got Nepal. Nefali. How you say? I don't know how you say it, damn name. Nefali. Crazy. Nah. She fly, but she flying ignorant. She is definitely the most ignorant person. When I say ignorant now, I'm not attacking her intelligence level. I'm attacking her intelligence level on said subject. She's sitting there beside a lion. A lion is a mammal. They use the bathroom the same way. The way they mate, they have live births. The female variety of the lion, a lioness, has a live birth with an umbilical cord. They both have breasts. You know what I'm saying? They feed their young with the milk from the breasts. What in the world is going on? They just evolved through different environments. They got a backbone, a spine, they got a skeleton system. Anyway, yeah. Nefali. I can't even say her name. Nefali. Ignorant as hell. She need to stick to reading the daggone Bible or something. Yeah, Paul gonna beat her half to death. Paul been pretty sharp lately. You know, I can always give people credit, yo, when they starting to really put their signs together for real, yo, and kind of separate their religion, yo. I don't care. You was my worst enemy. I don't care, yo. If I hear you start to put that together, yo, then we on the right track, yo. Yeah, I ain't got no enemies for real. Never really did. The only Chief X is the real enemy. Nah, I got him with that. Nah. Even Chief X, you beat him so bad he run to your personal information. That's how you know you beat him half to death, because you run to your personal information. Anyway, man, this is Chief X, you said Jabari ignoring you right now. He got another debate with the Holy Ghost. Let me see where that's at. Ha! They got the small flyer. The Holy Ghost, February the 8th. It's the Holy Ghost. How you gonna be on the same? It must be a different time. The Holy Ghost, Jabari, live on sa.neter. Get y'all warmed up, I guess. He put his belt on the line. But they both looking religious to me. They're gonna argue over who religion is better. That's one of them. Anyway, man, listen, bro. Got these clips. You know we do. And man, big up to the damn community skeptics, man. Those who are skeptical of everything y'all saying out y'all mouth on purpose. Man, make sure you like and subscribe to the community skeptics, man. Y'all can catch me over there when I ain't over here. Make sure y'all do that. All right? Funny. Boy, I'm telling you, man. Been eating, what's up with you, man? Yeah, they both spooky. They spooked out. Which ghost is better, the Holy Ghost or the comedic ghost? Which one gonna be better? Ooh. Let me stop, yo. Hercules, King Hercules. Whose side you? Okay, man. Where should we start at? Let me see if I can find a clip. I want to build the case. Let me build the case. Let me start out. Let me build the case. We gotta build the case. Gotta build the case. Gotta build the case. There's some points here we want to deal with in this video. We want to deal with population replacement because people on both sides of the argument do that. All right. Oh man. And then Chief X claim I can't debunk this and I'm not gonna respond. So I'm responding. Here's my response to you, bro. Ain't like you put up a top-notch. You ain't put up no top-notch thing. I actually didn't. You know what I mean? Really didn't. All right. Let me see. Let me see. I got slides, climate shape. I gotta kind of get y'all. I think it's important to really start from the beginning in this whole thing here, man. Because I'm seeing what? Get in. Sometimes you get on my nerves, man, when you fight dirty, man. But I understand it, yo. I mean, you just religious, yo. And one day you're gonna see, yo, they're gonna say, Unc ain't even challenging my religion, yo. He's not challenging my religious thought and the way I see the world through my religion. He ain't even challenging that. He's just challenging my scientific thought process. And that's it. Get in. Get in. If you think man popped about the dirt at 6,000 BCE, right? Because that's when they claim the story go back to. I don't know how to even claim that. Written around 200, full story written, something like that. We can get all into that. Before that, yo, stop it. Right? But that's what you believe, and we all got a right to believe, Gideon. But I get mad at you when you try to throw York up in my face. That's how you fighting dirty. I'm like, come on, dog. Like, man, come on, man. I wouldn't do that to you, bro. And then you don't tell the truth about it. That's what get me. That's why I don't fuck with Chief X. Because he don't tell the truth. I'ma beat y'all with the truth. I don't gotta make nothing up. I'm beat y'all with the truth, yo. I've been doing it for years. I don't gotta make nothing up. Y'all, I'm gonna let y'all make this stuff up. I'm gonna come beat you up. I don't gotta go into Chief X little small tiny home. He got little small room, mess with him. I don't gotta do none of that. I don't gotta make up stuff. The nigga snuck in the house. He don't live there. He a squatter. I don't gotta make that up about him. Same with those who believe I don't gotta make nothing up. I'm gonna beat y'all with the like we got 200-300 years of established knowledge. I don't gotta lie. I don't gotta go into y'all personal lives, what y'all used to do, or how much weed you used to smoke, or what you used to drink. They only do that to me because I'm beating the brakes off. That's how you know you beating the brakes off for calling your hand. What hand? I'm gonna hit you with the left. Blow, right, blow, left, right, bow, bow. I'm beating the brakes off of them. That's why, yo. It is, yo. Crazy. Bro, I'ma always win. I'ma always win because I'm not relying on me. I'm relying on my ability to transmit the information that has already been established. I know that being part of a marginalized community, that ain't even y'all interest. Y'all only get interested in biology and atoms and protons through a pseudo. Y'all don't really be interested in it through buying a book and sitting down and reading a biology book or reading a couple chapters out of it. One good, y'all not interested in it like that. Y'all gonna read the Bible more. I get it, bro. So what I'm not doing is acting like I'm a biblical authority. I'm not acting like that. But I'm gonna push the people to the scholarly treatise on the information. I've been beating up the Hebrews for years. They won't even now they want to deal with archaeology. Now they want to deal with genes. You know how long I've been doing? I had a show on cable television called The Black Atheists of Atlanta. Real Black Atheists of Atlanta. One part of that with Black Son of them. Big up the Black Son. Black Atheists of Atlanta. All right. Then I had my own show, Real Black Atheism, calling, beating up people. So come on, man. So now y'all get mad at Gideon when Gideon step outside of his lane, yo. But the only way to really try yourself is to step outside your lane, Gideon. But you don't gotta go personal, bro. I ain't never going personal. You worrying about what your nigga, I ain't know that nigga like that, yo. You tripping, yo. I ain't never lived on no land with no yoke. I ain't do none of that, nigga. You ain't know that I bought the books, nigga. Stop it. Come on, man. You don't gotta lie, yo. You just, you know what I mean? Come on, bro. You gotta defend your stance, man. So all y'all that believe. I don't care. All y'all that don't get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. I told y'all, don't do it. Make sure when you have your babies, right? When your little precious package come by way of the woman you with, make sure you get to make sure you standing right there like I was when it come out the womb. Go ahead, they're gonna let you hold the baby and then say, I'm not letting you vaccinate my child. Make sure you do it. Then rub him real good. Get a mama. Mama gonna give him some milk. Make sure she breastfeed him. Give her some of that protection she got. Because that's gonna happen naturally. Yeah. Make sure when you go to take the baby and take him home a day or two later, don't get no car seat because that's FDA approved like the vaccines are. You know? Don't deal with none of that. I ain't telling you to trust none of that. Don't do it. Put the baby real nice in the back seat. Don't put no seatbelt on a little infant. Right? Because it's FDA approved seatbelts by the government. They say it's safer to ride with seatbelts. Don't y'all put no seatbelts on, no child seats. Don't do it. Do you think I care? No. Not trying to infringe on your rights to raise your kids. Okay? So, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Now y'all see who I really am. Now I don't care. Because I did what I was supposed to do. See, I did what I was supposed to do. And as I did what I was supposed to do, people like Naftali called me a damn agent working for the damn federal government. Make sure y'all call me a free agent. Because I go where the hell I want to go freely and teach what I want to teach. I've learned not even let that get me mad no more. He's an agent. I'm like, God damn. So before I get into my conversation, let me say this. You mean I'm just trying to get the mindset. I'm off you now, Gideon, because you crazy. You wrote, let me see, Gideon. I'm gonna see what you wrote. I was saying no form of yoke can lie. Okay, let me see. Let's see if this makes sense. As far as your comment, what I'm saying is no form of yokish can logically dismiss my arguments based on the fact they fell for that madness, showing you logic flawed. Man, the York shit was the York shit, the York, some of the things that York said, right? Remember, he taught in segments. He had like different spaces, like, I beat the Bible up, yo. That shit wasn't wrong. And then you go over here to the man from the planet Risk that I never was interested in, right? I never even read none of that alien shit. That was bananas to me. And that's why I tell y'all that, based off what I learned 30 years ago, right? That in 2000, I was basically saying that if you run across a situation, and we could take FBA, that seem to have some good ideas, but then as you continue to listen, they got some wild shit. You say, I ain't even dealing with that. Like, I know damn well we ain't no black indigenous people mixed with no traders and conquistadors and black traders and black traders and black pioneers, whatever the hell they say, mixed with indigenous black people is already here before anybody else, and slaves. That's a red flag, right? That it ain't put together right. And so you can just go somewhere and deal with the information that is clear all the way through from start to finish. That's my precautionary tale. That I should have known, right? If the alien thing was too, I'm not dealing. So I ain't dealing with that, right? I can't even get with that. But I like the way he breaking down parts of the Bible, right? All right. I didn't have enough foundation in science literacy, right, to be able to transmit that through science and know where that part was just wild and wrong, right? Didn't have enough. That's why I give all this to y'all, so y'all can have enough and y'all come back into the situation. So what I'm saying is now, based off my life experiences, right, I am telling you, if FBA got some good information up front and then on the back end, or the end that's the foundation of it is wild, then you can just push away from the whole thing, period. That's how you do that. Right? That's how you do that. So for you, Gideon, bro, I didn't have enough information to actually prove or disprove what York was saying. Some things you could disprove out of pocket. That's crazy. But he was on par with everybody else talking. The Nation of Islam, the Moor Science Temple, all that is the same type of thing, bro. He just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar on some wildness, right? That for people like me, when I heard that, that's crazy, right? I'm getting out of there. I'm always on the outskirts. Yeah, so everybody that's around those situations aren't actually in the situation. Do some studying. You don't have to be in the situation to be around the situation. Some people just listen to these YouTube videos from YouTube. Some people actually go to events. Some people actually go to dinner with the people at the events. Some people meet the people and deal with their personal lives. That's how I go. So do some studying on what cults is. Do some studying what internet cults are, because I know I'm like the first person who's really mentioning internet cults now. They don't gotta be no negative thing when something happened to you. It just be a position to put you in to rob you out your money and to rob you out your good ideas and have you looking crazy in these streets. It's all in the game. And all I ever want to do is to make sure y'all don't have those types of experiences, because I found out there's a weapon against all that. It's called science and science literacy. Having science literacy don't mean you're not religious. That means you got enough sense to separate the two. If I want to talk about the mythological origin of humanity and I am a Christian, then I will follow the Hebrew narrative. Scientific literacy tells you, well, that's not the biological reality. That's the mythological reality based in Palestine and Judea, which is in a geographical region. And I can look on the map and see it. That's what scientific literacy tells you. Don't mix the two. You don't have to. That's all I'm saying. And for that, I'm an agent. Man, y'all scared to death of white people. Yo, that's what it is. Y'all scared and afraid. See, y'all think science is the white man's science, but if it was that, which it could not be, because that's not how science operates, it operates in rooms. And to get out that room, to unlock that room, you got to gain the knowledge that allows you to get out that room, and you move on to the next room and you get more, right? Meaning based off of what you had previously understood to what you understand now. And then you unlock the room. It's like playing a damn video game. Simple as that. You don't just get the room 355 or stage 390. You got to conquer each stage. You got to get you, and each stage allows you to unlock the next stage. I'll take what I learned in this battle, I will apply it, and I will be better than that, and I will conquer that room. Or I will have learned my lessons and don't make the same mistakes, and I get to the end of that room. That's what science is. It's in stages and steps. Religious thinking don't do it. It don't do it. And so back to my point. My point is that why I gotta be the agent of the police when I actually spent my whole life fighting against the police, right? Ain't no dirt on my name on that. Why I gotta be that when I'm saying don't sit there and take high-level medical advice from a YouTuber? How is that making me an agent? If y'all sitting here thinking I'm telling y'all to take high-level medical advice from me, y'all tripping. You supposed to take my advice and look at the experts I'm presenting you. I want the people listen to have the ability to say, I'm not listening to Unc. I'm listening to the source he gave me. This source says that this person is a anthropologist, right? And he's credible. Let me see if this guy is credible. Uncle Tom. Okay, he's credible in this field. Okay, does he match up with the rest of the field? Is he on par? Okay, I get it. Yeah, I mean, y'all mad at me for promoting Nafali crazy. She crazy. She the one that's gonna take the baby and don't get it vaccinated. And then all that is crazy because all y'all is vaccinated. Craziest thing, and none of y'all turned to monsters. All y'all vaccinated and talk crazy about me. Like I care whether you get vaccinated or not. Told you. Don't get it. Anyway, the point I'm making is how can I be that? How can I be the bad guy when I'm that, like, so y'all saying y'all don't know it's people that are actual experts? I get it though, because this community is not based in experts or expertise. It's based in depth to expertise. That's the point. I know it's the toughest environment, yo. This environment is based on going against the experts, y'all. Y'all didn't know that, yo? And that's a dangerous, dangerous environment, man. Damn, where that's at? I remember back in the days, they had a bookshelf behind me. Now I'm just crazy. Oh, yeah, see? 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 Get your Kindle out, listen to it. The Death of Expertise. The campaign against, look, the campaign against established knowledge and why it matters. Y'all going against established knowledge, right? Based off of a thing that we call the racism and the white man's racism. Yeah, look, the war on science. Who's waging it and why it matters. What can we do about it? Sean Otto, y'all ain't listening to these. This should be life changing right here, man. Y'all telling the white man, y'all tripping. And I'm saying all the sides do it. White people do it. They deaf to experts. They do it at the high level, yo. They do more of that. They even worse. They worse. That's why the students go get white people. Y'all didn't know that? The pseudos always use discredited white people because white people do the pseudoisms here. Black people do the pseudoisms here, and the white people do it here. You know what I mean? Y'all want to talk about the white man, something about the white man pseudo. The white man is pseudo. He pseudoed you. For real. It's crazy. Y'all don't know about scientific racism? That was pseudo-scientific. Racism was pseudo-scientific. That brings us to our conversation today. Did I answer my damn question I was trying to answer? It was something about okay, I brought this back. Yeah, so the conversation today is how in the hell is Chief X talking about he the first person to tell the black community or the conscious community, I'm the best, these just ain't black. My fault. I thought the community could read. Man, like UNESCO, they put out 5 statements on race, one in 1950, another one in 1952, I believe, right? This is after the Great War, World War II. Because Adolf Hitler and the boys was promoting the master race, the northern race, something crazy like that. Alpine race. They was tripping. And they was literally fighting a war on that. That was literally part of the war. That was an item on the table that, yeah, we're gonna extinguish the Jewish community, right? Because we are superior to them. Y'all didn't know that? Right? And they claim to do studies and stuff. And Lord knows, I don't know how the Olympic Committee allowed Nazi Germany to have the Olympics. Yeah, he was literally sitting there watching Jesse Owens, right? They thought they had figured out what the master race was, and they sitting there saying, boy, we gonna blow these Negroes up out of here. Man, Hitler sitting there, he hyped up. He like Chief X and them. Yeah, boy, I know. They like this. Boy, that start, they was at the start line, Jesse. Jesse had on Adidas, you know. Sponsored by Adidas back then. He their first sponsor, for real. I know that. They sold over 100,000 shoes every year since Jesse Owens beat the shit out of the Great Northern Race. They said, pow! Hitler, look! It was almost like the white boys wasn't even running. Jesse was finished. Hitler was done. Hitler knew. That's when he knew that the gig was up. That all the science he thought he had wasn't worth nothing because it wasn't science. It was actually pseudoscience. And so white people have always led the way in pseudoscience and scientific racism. Oh, y'all didn't know? And it was science that corrected the pseudoscience. So these pseudos out here, they representing white people. Misinformation against established science. So for the life of me, every time Chief X say, I'm telling you that y'all the first, I'm the first person to tell you that the Egyptians ain't black. No, you not, bro. Because the community was always reading the Cairo Symposium. Like, y'all ain't never heard the Cairo Symposium? We all heard the Cairo Symposium. Now, this is the issue with the blackologists, with the conscious community, or the Pan-African movements, or the black nationalists, okay? And I'm calling them out by names. And anybody that promote the idea that racially there's a race that was in Egypt that was black, they didn't actually read the Cairo Symposium. They faked y'all out. We know, go to all the websites that mischaracterized. What you saw was a scientific conference. It was a scientific conference. And at scientific conferences, you have lively debates. You debate over the information, meaning you have conversations back and forth. What you got, let's see. It's a conference. It's how you present, right? The person presents, says, that's what it is. When the conference is over with, that's when the real nitty-gritty starts to go in, when they really start to check things and checks and balances and running the material and seeing. But it's not like a established debate type of thing. It's not like a win or loss. There's ideas that will come out the scientific conference and we say, man, we agree to that. Yeah. And so Diaz played a pivotal role into actually wrestling Egypt out of the hands of the Mediterranean and the Middle East and all that nonsense and the Caucasian thing, all that nonsense Chief X talks about. Now, if he just talked about, well, I'm saying the difference ain't black and kept it there, then I could respect that. But he don't keep it there. You know why? Because the majority of his followers are anti-evolution. Absolutely. Watch, check them out real deep. And they really don't like African people. And they don't like the people that you claim to be black. He don't really like them. He don't got no love for them. Because why on one hand would he say, I'm teach y'all niggas everybody black, and then call you Caucasian? Why would he call an African people Caucasian, the Mediterranean, against what the experts are saying? And then claim himself to be scientific? It's not real. It's fake. It just is. It is. Man. And it's a regular thing, man. So let's get this right here. Let's do this real quick. Let's see it from a serious dude, right? We're gonna go to the serious dude, right? I think it's proper to hit the serious dude, right? Let's hit the serious dude. Make sure y'all like and subscribe too, man. Hit the Cash App. Let me see if I can put the Cash App in there, man. Don't be skating through this free. Show some love, man. Show some support. You know what I'm saying? Let me put this in here, man. Let me see if I can do this. I ain't gonna be able to pin the link. Got them kind of channel controls. Y'all see it going across the screen, right? All right. I'm gonna do this real quick. Let me do this. Show some love, man. Whatever it is, it's just love, man. Gotta show the love. Gotta show the love, man. All right, because we get ready to start cooking. All right. Yeah, show that love right there. It's right there. Show the love, man. All right, and so let me share the screen. All right, let's start off because it's about your intellectual real estate. It's about your worldview. It's about understanding the conversation. And this conversation right here dates to 1974. See that? 1974. Okay? Not my fault, 1973. The Cairo Symposium is 1973. So like I said before, they mischaracterized what the Cairo Symposium was. They claimed it was a victory. There is no victory. There's no one person that won. There were ideas that made it out of the Cairo Symposium that is essential and important for further research. And that idea was that the Egyptians were indigenous. That came out the conference, and that was spearheaded by Shigant Diop and Dale Fowlbanker. Also, interdisciplinary studies was also introduced. It's why Diop and them had an advantage. That does not mean that everything they bought was correct. Does not mean they won. Because the black hypothesis was rejected. But that's okay. In science, things can get rejected, but some of the ideas within the scope of the black hypothesis was right and exact. That's how it worked. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. But if you run around talking about this person won rule, then you're going to run into a Chief X and you're going to exploit that. So I want to make y'all know and make this clear, yo. I ain't on board with nobody when it comes to this conversation. Whatever I say out my mouth, get me. Don't put me in other people's conversation. I'm solo on this. I'm solo. This is what I'm doing. This don't got nothing to do with nobody. Don't put me with nobody. Just judge me for myself. Don't put me with nobody. And this conversation is tricky, bro. Yo, I'm thinking. I don't need no help. I don't need nobody. I don't need to hear nothing from nobody. No sides, nowhere. I'm going to sit and talk to the experts. I'm talking to them on the phone. I'm doing my thing on this. This is my thing. So don't tell me, whoa, this person said that or that person said this. Don't tell me that. I don't care. I'm teaching. This is what I'm doing. I'm sending you this way. This is what I'm doing. I don't care what this person say, how they think the news was this, wasn't that. I don't care what genes you're talking about, the E1, AA. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about nobody. judge each individual on what they do. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody but brother All right. So judge me for me. And always judge me on up-to-date material. What's the last thing I said? So let's hear Clark. Clark gonna get you right. This is important. All this is germane to the
black is startling, and so I'm saying it in a positive way. That some of his information has said that there were a number of American presidents who actually were black, that there were a number of prominent Americans that history has treated as whites, who by his criterion or criteria of who is black and white, according to society's definition, were black.
Oh, no, not according to Rogers' definition now. Understand, and this is the irony of it all, and this is the trap. Black people have never written any definitions of race, any definitions of what a people mean, has been. I mean, they have never said that these people with these kind of traits belong here, because modern racism had its development in the pseudo-scientific development of intellectual Europe after
1973. He used the word pseudo-scientific Europe. The pseudo-scientific development, man. Like Hitler was pseudo-scientist, yo. And he says no black people. He's using the word black people. So he's saying the black. Who is he talking about? Anybody that you categorize as black. He's saying we ain't do that. And so if you classify the Egyptians as black, talking about no African society did that. That was a European thing. I don't know why it's hard for y'all to get that. This is the part that frustrates me. Then they try to lie and cheat and make it up and act like Africans did it. They didn't racialize nothing. That's not their idea, man. Let the other culture have it. Let the other cultures have that. That's not an African idea right there. Racialization. That's not a Greek idea. Racialization. That's not a Roman idea. Racialization. That's a colonial idea. That's a 1700 idea. From the 1600s this way. You don't think I can prove that? I'm going to show you. This is my conversation I'm trying to give y'all. I done played this video 100 times, right? All y'all respect John B. Clark, but ain't listen to a damn thing the man saying out of his mouth when y'all try to go against it with some wild scholarship. And we're going to know what the wild scholarship is, because the wild scholarship is going to try to act like that African people call themselves black. That's going to be the wild scholarship, and they're never going to be able to prove it. They're going to be the ones making it up. They're not going to have no expertise behind their name. They're not going to do none of that. They're just going to talk y'all to death and convince y'all. This man right here was well read. Yo, he understands how racialization came into being, man. That's all he's doing, bro. Let's finish.
the 15th century, and they began to say that certain kind of people belong to certain kind of race, and they created the concept of race and racism itself. Now, according to the laws that's still on the statute book of the United States and some other parts of the world, one drop of us makes you a whole. Now, this ridiculous law and stipulation and measurement has given black people a lot of white people according to that law. Now, it has given us Beethoven, who was called a dark Moor. Now, he was probably one of the many olive-complected Europeans that you see in the millions throughout Europe. But in the States, in the United States, they say that if you have one drop of blood of a black person, you're a whole black person. Now, by this stupid law, we have a whole lot of white people. There's a whole lot of people that think they're white that belong to us. We might claim all of South America because the Spaniards were mulattoes when they got there, having been mixed with the Moors for nearly 800 years. And they were even before the Moorish conquest. Mediterranean Europe was highly mixed with Africa. Nobody.
I wanted to stop because I want to get this Cambone thing out the way. Yo, he's a pseudo. He's the only one that says that. His work has not been accepted. It's him saying it. That does not count in the world I live in. The world I live in is based off of checks and balances, based off of high-level critiques. Just having a doctor in front of your name does not run my world. Having a person that has, quote unquote, did they due diligence, right, in the field that they claim they got their degree in, and then they challenge the field, right, and then other experts read the work and say, man, we have peer reviewed this, boy, this is solid, man, and let's debate that. I have yet to hear scholarly critique on that work. This man is blacked out by review. He wildin' Cambone is. Y'all know it, and I know it. He playing with y'all right in front of your face, and it's the worst because he used his title to do it. No, sir. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing the one-person scholarship. This is what we not doing. What this man said right here is not overthrown by one person writing and flim-flamming y'all. He flim-flam you where Chief X can come smack y'all up. Ain't nowhere in the world that crazy Chief X should be able to smack y'all up. It don't make no damn sense because his argument is stupid. Or they're not black, they black, but they Caucasian. He just said the same thing in reverse. Nah, we ain't listening to Cambone. Why would we listen to Cambone? That don't make no damn sense. We got people that study Roman records, Greek records. Man, stop it, man. So you saying that African people felt like their color was more superior than other people and then mistreated them based off? That's called racialization, man. Racializing.
I thought anything of it because there were a mixture of power and influence and trade, and they got along fairly well together for hundreds of years before they turned on each other. And I don't say it did the Europeans any harm because the handsomest people in Europe are the olive-complected people who mix with the Africans.
You're saying, in essence, that there's no such thing as a race.
Oh, I maintain that race is the phoniest issue ever invented by the mind of man. The European invented and developed the concept of race. There's really no such thing as a race because nature created no races. The whole race is a man-made thing because nature created no race. The concept of race invented by the mind of man. The European race is the phoniest issue ever invented by the mind of man. The European invented and developed the concept of race. There's really no such thing as a race because nature created no races. The whole race is a man-made thing, you know.
Well, how did people get to be French and English?
Well, different climatic conditions and migrations and amalgams of different people and migrations of people into your country, migrations of people out. All right. Now, this is an ethnic grouping as against what we call race. If you go back and you look at an old dictionary, you won't even find a definition for a race. Race grew out of the pseudo-scientific development of Europe. And this is what Rogers was addressing himself to.
Race grew up out of the pseudo-scientific movement in Europe. Scientific racism. Man, I don't care about Ashanti, and I like him, yo. So I don't want to say nothing against the man, yo. But I just want you to know the man can be wrong, yo. He can agree with Cambone, and they both can be wrong, and that don't mean they ain't cool, yo. That don't mean that parts of their other work ain't right, yo. It don't mean that, yo. Why is it that y'all make our scholars or perceived scholars, right? Because Cambone, he does have it. He is an official linguistic person. And Malay Ashanti, yo, he's official in his title, yo. So, but why he gotta be right about everything to make him official? That's not what make him official in the world we in. We're governed by rules and regulations, man, and checks and balances and science. Charles Darwin don't gotta be right about everything to make him Charles Darwin and have a groundbreaking idea. Malay Ashanti, Afrocentrism, groundbreaking idea for him. That doesn't take away from that, man. Cam Bone, I'm pretty sure he does. I haven't studied the man work. That doesn't make him crazy because he has some ideas that are wrong or even pseudoscientific. Damn, like we gotta stop making all or nothing. That's not how we think as thinking people. You like, no. That only applies to a wild ass cult. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cult like where everybody just not one charismatic leader, everybody stuck in one spot, can't think. That's that. But in academia, you're allowed to have ideas that have been teased out to be wrong. That's not a problem, yo. That is not.
And saying that according to your rule, which is ridiculous, a lot of you belong to us.
Well, in another context, if race is arbitrary, then could we say that being called black was a political term?
It's a political term and a term which indicates our self-awareness at this juncture in history. And I think we really need it. We need to really bathe in blackness for a while, but I wish we'd get the bath over with and go on to something a little more important, because black in itself is not an ethnic term. Black tells you how you look, but it don't tell you who you are. We are essentially an African people. Wherever we live on this earth, we're essentially an African people. And we relate to the millions of African people throughout the world, including the uncounted millions of Africans in Asia. The word Afro-American or African-American would probably be more appropriate and more honest and more in keeping with what we actually are, because all of us are not positively, physically, real jet black. And so the argument now sometimes is between the supernationalists and the mild nationalists and blacker than thou, when blackness is a state of mind, a state of attitude, a state of approach to things that can exist in almost any of us, including from the blonde black person to the jet black. And the jet black can be traitors, and they can be patriarchs. They can be a whole lot of. See, we've been everything in history from saint to buffoons. We're a complete people, and we need to start looking at ourselves as a complete people. And I think that once we convinced ourselves that we're black and beautiful, we'll stop saying it and just go ahead and be black and beautiful and release a whole lot of energy for more important things.
All right, since you said that J.A. Rogers was
A serious message right there, man. He's essentially saying, look, man, your black allergy is getting in a bleeping way, man. It's stopping your rational thought from coming through. That's what he's really saying. Say, okay, yo, just believe, stop talking about and just be about that. Be black, man. Stop talking about it. That's what he's saying. He's saying, man, y'all doing too much, man. Y'all following pseudoscientific ideas, man. That's what he's saying. Now, my man right here he said, well, the same thing will apply to John Henry Clark. This to Hootie Farr. He said, well, the same thing can apply to, yes, John Henry Clark can be wrong, but he's not wrong about this, because we can prove and verify by more than one person. We can verify by black scholars and black scientists, black mathematicians, black evolutionary biologists. We can prove it by white evolutionary biologists, green evolutionary biologists. We got a whole field, a whole scientific consensus say John Henry Clark is right. Does anybody want to get up on this damn stage and show the amount of evidence that would disprove this man? No, you don't. All right. At this point, you just chatty in the patty. But it's cool, though. It's cool. Man, why I do this? Shoot. Man, let me get, where is the rest? Man. Goodness. Let me get this back on par. This back up here. Boop. All right. Okay, so let's get to the conversation at hand. All right. Why is Chief X claiming that he told the conscious community that the Egyptians wasn't black? When in 1973, John Henry Clark gave you the complete framework on how to understand the racial construct and how to apply it and how not to apply it. He did it with the soft stuff. No, he didn't come out and say nothing about the Egyptians. He didn't have to. He explained the scientific process. He explained the pseudoscientific idea behind it. It's what he did. Okay? And in 1970, quote unquote, 4, the Cairo Symposium told the African American community or anybody would listen what they said it was. It is right here. And we do it over and over and over again. It's right here. So we didn't need a Chief X or nobody to tell us who the Egyptian was. Now, whether you ignore it or not is another whole point altogether. Whether you mischaracterized what a scientific conference was, whether you thought it was a debate won by Diop, is all on you not understanding, having scientific acumen. That's on you. But they told you what it was. Told you what it was. All right? Hold on. Let me move right here. Let me show you. I'm going to start right up here at the damn top. Come right here. Continue. Mainstream. Western scholars reject the notion Egypt was white or black civilization. They maintain applying modern notion of black or white races to ancient Egypt is anachronistic. Goes on to say, in addition, scholars reject the notion implicit in a black or white hypothesis. That's the white hypothesis and the black hypothesis. Diop's expound the black hypothesis. The white hypothesis got thrown out early in the daggone conference. They reject the white or black hypothesis. That does not mean that they reject every idea in the damn hypothesis. See, we're teaching right now. I'm going to say this again real slow for the community that ain't paying attention, and you're allowing charlatans to come amongst you and act like to promote scientific ideas, like Chief X. He playing with y'all. He on drunken shit. He playing. Just because they rejected the black hypothesis does not mean they rejected everything in the black hypothesis. There were things that were right and exact within the whole damn hypothesis. Goes on to say that ancient Egypt was racially homogenous. Instead, skin color varied between the peoples of Lower Egypt, Upper Egypt, and Nubia. Now we start to get back to what some of our older scholars was trying to say, who rose to power in various eras of ancient Egypt. There you go. And then everybody just ignored this. But then, you know what I'm saying? Look, within Egyptian history, despite multiple foreign invasions and demographics were not shifted substantially by large migrations. Y'all swear it was a replacement population. And allow a charlatan come amongst you and get y'all with the nonsense. It's stupid. Come on, man. We got to knock this off, man. We can read. We ain't got no right from YouTube to overthrow scholarly consensus that's happening in scientific conference that's got at least 35 years, right? They rewrite the daggone Cairo Symposium. They rewrote it. They answered back to it. They got 3 decades now since Diop and them. Why are we still talking about the shit that they did in 1974 and not dealing with the advancements that work in African people's favor? I don't understand that, man. It's just confusing at this point. And then y'all big upping a crazy man. Howland Street don't know what he's talking about. He's just talking. He make points that are right on some issues, and the way he frame it make the whole damn point wrong. You can't frame that the Egyptians ain't black, but yet they call Cajun. You just killed yourself. Boomerang dag at yourself. Oh, I'm just saying, then half read the sources, put a source up and read. You read the source. He's saying something different what the source is saying. And then he blase and hit you with the blase, don't read it. What? Yeah, man. That's where I'm at, yo, and I'm hot. Not mad, but I'm just hot. Because I'm tired of people telling me what an imbecile supposedly convinced me to do. What? Get the hell out of here. No, I'm reading the Cairo. So I read the Cairo Symposium, when most people didn't. That's how I knew the community had mischaracterized. That's why the community hated me. You're against Diaz. I say, no, Diaz was a scientist. He was a physicist. He was actually operating out of his field, but nobody else would bring a scholarly argument to it and a scientific argument to it, so he did it. He applied the methodology that he learned in being a physicist to this field, and he used a multidisciplinary approach. That's why they said he was overprepared. Overprepared, and then was they even came up with something they didn't even know you could put all that stuff together like that. Man, and I can't be the first person that understood that, but it seems to be, which is crazy. No, I'm not the first person, but I'm the first person to be vocal with it. Like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all gonna sit up here and act like y'all can't read the Cairo Symposium or put it in your thing and let it read to whatever it is you need to do. Just do it, man. All right, and stop letting imbeciles tell you that they the first person. No, if you understood Diaz for what he did, right, and you understood his interaction at the Cairo Symposium, the scientific conference, where 1/3 of them was indigenous Africans from different places around the world, then you would know what I'm saying. I ain't just saying it, I'm showing you what I'm saying. Man, if you keep reading through the whole document, it keeps saying the same thing over and over again. And then this part here, they reviewed it, y'all. They reviewed it. 2025 UNESCO International Scientific Community published a review, look, of their 1974 publication. Read it. I read it, and it's off the chain. First of all, the black guys is going to take it and make it something that it ain't because they don't understand it. Right? Then those who are around you who plan anti-science, who plan scientific, but are really anti-scientists, going to take it and call UNESCO conference suit. They're going to do all that because it's serious work. And it says this review was crafted as an alternative to the Eurocentric views of world history. Because there is a view. There is a world view. Eurocentric worldview. It says the chair of the scientific committee, it's the damn scientific committee, man. He needs to chair the scientific committee. Do y'all know who UNESCO is? They had those UNESCO World History Sites. They go around places and they preserve historical spots, indigenous history that most people don't give a damn about. And they make it a World Heritage spot. You can't touch it. It's protected. Can't build on it. That's how serious they is around the world. Austin Hall, it stated that ancient Egypt had an African and Eurasian populations. Is this true or not? Did people from Eurasia, which is here, did they migrate in? Of course they did. Because humans don't know they crossing a line called Eurasia to Africa, ladies and gentlemen. The radiation that causes DNA to get damaged, which causes a mutation, a mistake, does not listen to boundaries drawn by human beings. Nature knows no color line. Ain't that what John Henry Clark was trying to tell you? He was trying to say that although we can draw maps, the physical features, based off of physical features, what we see, the weather that's created by natural environment. Hell, the physical features, geography is also created by natural environment, but human beings can draw those boundaries, right? But nature itself does not follow that. So you can have 90 degrees, you can have a temperature of 90 degrees arbitrarily on the line of Africa and cross over to the line that you think is the Levant, and it'd be 90 degrees. It's the same radiation. And so humans decided to say, well, the marker started over that line or this line. Okay, but nature knows no boundary like that. That's why the conversation becomes ridiculous. There's things we have to do to understand what the man is talking about, what the scientists are talking about when they say that the Egyptians are African. Being African does not denote you being a black African. Doesn't denote that. Y'all have denoted that based off of your worldview being charged through Christianity, which is a Eurocentric worldview that claims that they have the God. Woo, I just slipped that in on you. Christianity is actually a worldview. Human beings, through their spookism, produce the world through the eyes of their gods. And the God made the world, and you should do this, based off this, and that. But it's the human doing it, so it's really the human worldview, not God's worldview. Because God is a human idea. Last time I checked, I wanted to throw that out there for y'all since y'all be playing with me. And so Christianity is a Eurocentric worldview that claims that they got the God. God told them to go ahead and colonize the world and draw the damn line down the map. Nature knows no color line, though. Radiation is radiation. That's why I show you the skin map. That's why I show you the radiation, how it affects biological organisms. Yes, humans are biological organisms. Yes, humans are animals. Man, damn commercial break. Man, go get this debate right here. It's coming down. March 2020, the 14th. March 14th, man. Nepal against Nile. They're looking like royalty right here. Nepal went all the way. She got the whole damn diamond throne. White platinum. She went platinum. She went platinum. She went platinum with the diamonds. Definitely better than the 10-karat gold. Am I? Is that 10-karat gold over there? Yeah, and the file, and the file is definitely sitting on 10-karat, yo. Definitely that. With the line beside her. But she's still fly. I ain't gonna take that away from her. She's still, they looking very feminine. They looking very professional. And I like to see the women get it in. One pushing for science, one pushing for religion. Who you think gonna win? Y'all gotta tap in to see. This is the one we need to see right here. Are we animals and primates? The most ridiculous research project ever known to man. What the hell is going on? She gonna beat the brakes off her. The whole time being a primate and an animal, act like you're not a primate and an animal. Are not humans, man? Or am I tripping? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be in the building for this one. Yes, indeedy. Then we got this. Here we go. Neo-Egyptian religion against the Bible Holy Ghost. Here we go. Quick. Bing, bing, bing. We got the main event, yo. Monkey. Oh, man. Did all humans come from Africa? Crazy. Gonna get beat up. Think he like getting beat up. He look like El Puerto Rico. Fat Earth Power. Always a great conversation with him, yo. One thing about Sanchez, yo, he always super respectful and professional, yo. I always get him off his game, though. He'd be like, yeah, yo. Yeah, he's definitely nowhere near Chief X. He's not. As far as just the way he the way he treat humanity. Let me say that. He ain't lying on somebody, digging into he ain't doing all that little snake stuff. Now he a pseudoscientist for real. Now he's definitely more pseudoscience than Chief X, but Chief X has got his finger in the pseudoscience plan because they support him. Anyway, y'all see it, man. We're gonna get that link, baby. Drop y'all. Y'all can get that, man. Let's get back. Let's get back to it. All right. The chair in the scientific community, Mr. Hall, stated that ancient Egypt had African and Eurasian populations, and based off your level of study, you'll be able to understand that. Okay. Definitely ain't talking about white people when you say Eurasia. Okay. Eurasia is a very diverse continent, ladies and gentlemen. There's no one way to be Asian. Chinese, Koreans are Asians. Hindus from India are Asians. Caucasus Mountain, Europe are Asians. There's no one way to be Asian. Eurasian populations with the update review section. So they got an update review section. 35 years ago, it says stating that recent data has repositioned Upper Egypt. This is Upper Egypt, in case y'all don't know. Because then people try to act like, I ain't know the wrong word for it, ain't no Upper Egypt, scamming. In ancient Egypt, Upper Egypt was known as, I can't even read it, Shem, whatever it is. It says literally the land of reeds. Sealand, named for the sedges that grow there. The what? The sedges? Let me see. Get this right. I don't gotta play. I said it right. Sedges. Hell. Oh. Some kind of the grass. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Grass-like thing. All right. Okay. In Arabic, the reason called sadi or sadi, meaning uplands, from the root, meaning to go up, ascend, or rise. Inhabitants of Upper Egypt are known as Sadius. Sadius. All right. There you go. Okay. And we see where it's at. On the map. All right. Down here. Upper. See Thebes and all that? That's it. There you go. So it's actually you know that the water, the Nile River, starts all the way down, probably in Lake Victoria, and it's all coming downhill. And it runoff is in the Mediterranean. So it's actually for them, that orientation is the upper. Having nothing to do with turning the damn map upside down, y'all. It's all about the elevation. All right. Let's just stop the madness, bro. So you can turn the map back the right way. But this is important because this is the shit that Dr. Benninger was trying to say, and y'all called him pseudo, remember? The Upper Egypt, look, as the origin for political unifying movement, right? All right, that doesn't mean the origin of the population. Two different things. But it's the origin for the political unifying movement and marked by the political breakthrough of kingdoms of the south towards the north. So they moved from the south towards the north. Dr. Ben said that. He said it simply. Well, back in the most ancient of times, you have a dugout canoe and you would float down river towards the Mediterranean. You ain't got no river boats, no sails, none of that. It's a integrating cultural traits. So that means there had to be cultures already on the river to integrate anything. So stop acting like that all the population was the same. As a matter of fact, Upper and Lower Egypt spoke two separate dialects. They was definitely at war with each other. And I'm telling you, the groups in Lower Egypt had heavy inundated Asiatic populations. Why? Because they right there. It makes sense. It's like a palm tree. Like palm trees are indigenous to Florida, not Georgia. But as you get closer to Florida, you start to see palm trees in Georgia. So those palm trees in Georgia are going to be more closely related to the palm trees in Florida. So those humans that live close to the Delta are going to be more closely related to the ones in the Levant. It's a gradual influx. That's what's going on. Populations in the South are going to be more closely related to people in Nubia, and so forth and so forth. And then you get the mix, and it's all in the game. Since at least 70,000 years ago, but let's keep going here. The up-to-date 30-year study that ain't nobody letting y'all see. Political breakthrough. Cultural traits into the process. It say, according to the review section, accumulated research over 3 decades. Now we 3 decades away from 1974. Had confirmed the migration of people from the Sahara. Yep, me and Reggie went and got the research out the Brooklyn Museum, right? I read it on there. Chief X was on the show. Y'all all laughed at me. Y'all told me I was a pseudo. As a matter of fact, I've been showing an influx of populations in and out of the daggone Sahara for at least 15 years, and I showed a one map. And that map is in Egypt. The pseudo will go to the Sahara that's in Western Africa. I wasn't never talking about that because I showed you a map to know what I was talking about. I'll show that later on. It said, according to the review section, accumulated research over 3 decades had confirmed the migration of peoples from the Sahara, and south of Egypt. But what the hell is south of Egypt? Into the Nile Valley during the early periods. What is south of Egypt? Y'all know what the hell south of Egypt is. Sub-Saharan Africa. That's what it is. You start to get into Sub-Saharan Africa. And just because you live in Sub-Saharan Africa don't make you black. It make you black when colonialism come in and racialize the shit. And we know what they racialize. They racialized the parts of the people that had the darkest of skins, which would be, it would not be North Africa because those people was light and they, the look of shit fooled the Europeans. I was like, oh, they definitely ain't black, they white. Yeah, because it was look of shit at that point. The same things y'all do. Y'all on the same things that the colonial powers was when they racialized Africa. They separated the dark people from the light people. Not knowing or understanding or applying the rules of evolution because they was practicing scientific racism. And anybody dark sure as hell can't think. Several scholars in the volume also cited anthropological, linguistic, genetic, and archaeological evidence which identify close affinities between Upper Egyptian population and sub-Saharan groups. You know we got it. I'm going to say this again, yo. A sub-Saharan African don't mean you black. It never meant that until they made it mean that. It's simply saying you was South. You was deep down in the South. I'm going to back that statement up right off this article. Right then it goes on to say, here it go again. Anachronistic, mainstream scholars reject the notion of white and black. And I'm tired of reading that, man. Let me come all the way down here to modern day. I want to do this real quick, man. Present day controversy. Let me see. Let me see, can I get like a modern statement? Here, reaction in modern Egypt. Let me read this slow. 2021, Egyptian geoarchaeologist Fakri Hassan wrote, in an article entitled African Dimensions of Egyptian Origins in 2021. Now, y'all pay close attention to this statement, y'all. Then we hit the video again. Listen. Pay close attention, man. Got 27,000 in the building. Focus on what I'm saying. He says, sadly, and this is for y'all. Sadly, one of the main impediments is the persistence of inherited statements that perpetuate defunct racist constructions of African peoples that were once provided the context of science. Let me say this again. Sadly, one of the main impediments is the persistence of inherited statements that perpetuate the defunct racist constructions of African people that were once provided in the context of science. That's called scientific racism, y'all. But it's still here in our conversation, man. Y'all still in the defunct European colonial racism, and y'all mad at me for slapping you to wake you up, but you still doing it, sadly. They say this is appalling, given that modern anthropological and linguistic studies have destroyed the myth of race quite some time ago. John Henry Clark said in 1973. In addition, but people like, I forget his damn name. Who y'all put on the screen? Y'all tried to say, I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the linguistic guy to keep promoting the defunct ideas. This is appalling given the amount of anthropological linguistic studies have destroyed the myth of race quite some time ago. In addition, to be African does not mean to necessarily be black. In addition, to be African does not mean to necessarily be black or brown or to have a certain facial features, judging by the extensive variation in Africa. Even sub-Saharan Africa, which begins in southern Egypt, it says the biological assimilation of various peoples into a range of African populations is part of African biological history, man. Read the African dimensions of Egyptian origins. I can't say this no better. I can't say this no better. I tell you who I can get to say it better. Let me get the top notch. Let me get top notch right here. Let me go get him. Let me get Dr. Katie real quick. Let's see if y'all can handle him. Let's see if y'all can handle him. Let's see. Here we go. Let me. All right. Go back to an inch. Let me see.
But I'm trying to have you understand that they are carrying genealogically, in terms of their male ancestry at least, they're carrying something that ties them to the rest of the continent and does not tie them to Europe, even though physically, externally, you may say, well, gee, they look like Europeans. You understand what I'm saying? So when you ask me, when did X, we don't use those concepts of Mediterranean race, Alpine race, Nordic race, all that's from another era. You know, it's descriptive, and in actual fact, you will find, you can find individuals all over the world who might conform to one of those sort of categories.
So then, why does the pseudoscientist Chief X keep using these terms? when we have experts say don't use the term, then why does he do it?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then,
That's the same thing they say about being Arab. Arab is a culture, not a race.
So then, conform to one of those. You can find individuals active and an adequate. All that. That's. You understand what I'm saying? So when you ask me when did X, we don't use those concepts of Mediterranean race. No. Africans don't all look alike. People.
60,000 years ago.
About Shamarka's presentation. Okay.
You mentioned about there being no Europeans 60,000 years ago. Can you tell me when they first went into Egypt? When the Mediterranean people first went into Egypt?
When I talk about 60,000 years ago, there being no modern people in Europe, what I'm saying is the best evidence that we have for modern people being anatomically what we call anatomically modern people in any part of Europe is at the outside 40,000 years, okay? And when you talk about Mediterranean people, we need to talk about that later on because as I have said and tried to say, Africans don't all look alike. So some of what you're calling Mediterranean people are just some more Africans, okay? Now you have to get your arms around that. And that's what that last slide was about with the PN2 transition, because most of the people there who have that PN2 transition, that particular gene, that genealogy in its derived form is M35. For example, Berbers are M35, M81. Those people don't look like Congolese, but I'm trying to have you understand that they are carrying genealogically, in terms of their male ancestry at least, they're carrying something that ties them to the rest of the continent and does not tie them to Europe, even though physically, externally, you may say, well, gee, they look like Europeans. You understand what I'm saying? So when you ask me, when did X, we don't use those concepts of Mediterranean race, Alpine race, Nordic, all that, that's from another era. You know, it's descriptive. And in actual fact, you will find, you can find individuals all over the world who might conform to one of those sort of categories. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So
that's the same thing they say about being Arab. Arab is a culture, not a race. It means traveling person.
Okay, but I'm trying to understand what are you asking me here?
Well,
you asked me very specifically. You asked me, when did Mediterranean people get to Egypt? I don't know what you mean by Mediterranean, but let me repeat myself.
Look African.
No, well, there's more than one way to be African. There's more than one way to look African. There's more than one way to look Asian. There's more than one way to be Asian. That is what you have to, from my perspective as an evolutionary biologist, that's what you have to get your arms around. The people in southern India are just as Asian as the people in northern China, who are just as Asian as the people from the Eurasian steppes. You know, they don't look alike. And you measure them, they don't look alike.
Okay. Yeah. Let me put it another way. For example, you have Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
When did that sort of look into Egypt?
The thing is that number one, who was Cleopatra?
I'm asking you.
Well, what I'm saying, Cleopatra was probably a Macedonian. Well, she was a Macedonian.
From near Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When the people that look like that go into Egypt.
Well, I don't know about Elizabeth Taylor specifically, and you know, very specifically, but I would dare to say that within the Nile Valley, within the Nile Quarter, within super-Saharan Africa, there have always been people who were lighter skinned and straighter hair from 60,000 years ago. Always. They're not new. That's my whole point. In fact, I could make the argument that those kinds of characteristics actually originated in Africa. Yeah, that they didn't come from someplace else. Yeah. They're part of modern humanity, or they're part of humanity. And there's no reason to believe that they could not have originated in Africa. Incidentally, skin color can flip back and forth from an evolutionary point of view. We now know every 15,000 or so years. It's not the sort of thing that, you know, it takes 100,000 years, million years to live in one place. And skin color itself is not always an accurate index, even in current situations like in Brazil and Venezuela. It doesn't necessarily give you a proportionate amount of ancestry. You can have people with very fair skin, but actually have more, quote unquote, black ancestors than some people who are actually darker. So you have to be very careful about what you think you can quantify from that, again, based on science evidence. Now, the issue of having narrow features, a narrow face, and what have you, we have remains, and normally I would show you this slide, but we're not going to get to that today, of people from Gambel's Cave in East Africa down in Kenya that are probably about 10 to 12,000 years old. If you measure them up and submit them to a forensic type analysis, they'll cluster with Europeans. They're not Europeans. Their limb ratios are as tropical as you can be. They come from right there. That's what you have to get on.
Yeah, he just beat the black Islanders up. So we have a wild statement. He's trying to claim that sa.neter is sounding smart while being escapist to identify by race while working for white people. The dumbest shit I've heard in a while. And then you get somebody back there, Hercules, look, because they getting beat up. He says to Hootie, you right. Black people identify with the land. That's why they call themselves, man, shut up. Both of y'all ignorant as hell, on purpose. So see, this is the thing here, right? I wanted to give y'all that time, right? I wanted to put the comments out there because I wanted you to see how ignorant we are. Nobody understanding what that man is saying. He's giving you why they came up with the felonious race thing. Because they was using the eyeball test the same way y'all do. He's explained it to you. He's a biological anthropologist, has the doctorate in it. This man's resume is par excellent. All them articles y'all reading, you know what I'm saying? Like the up-to-date Egyptian article, this man is on that. He all through the Wikipedia article, the race controversy, the Egyptian race controversy. He's all over that, right? Y'all here on YouTube. How y'all gonna defeat that man from YouTube? Y'all just don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just ignorant to it. It's okay. The best you can do is make a comment and I show it for you. I made your day. But it bears no weight in scientific discourse and inquiry at all. It doesn't bear weight on this show. It may on other sa.neter shows, but not on this show. Not at all. We don't accept pseudoscientific ideas. We don't accept you overthrowing the scientific consensus. We don't accept you overthrowing a statement you've made on YouTube, having read no biological material on said subject, have not challenged the field. Your statement carries no weight. The only weight it carries is the weight I give it. Y'all straight playing. Yeah. Funny to me. I ain't mad at you. I ain't hating. I'm just damn participating. Now let's get to the pseudo and what the pseudo likes to run his mouth and talk about. Right. We'll get right here to him. Do we want to start with? Yeah, he's still saying it. Let's see. Let's see what he's saying. I think. Here you go. Yeah, I'm responding to you, Chief X. This is your final chapter. You know when somebody say the final chapter, it ain't their final chapter. Oh shit. Should be your final chapter, but you're gonna suck right back into it. I think he might have got this information from, let's see. I think it's this AI overview thing. Let's see.
Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia / West Asia. People laughed at me when I said Elam and Iraq, and I'm sorry, not Iraq. I be getting Iraq and Iran confused sometimes. Elam, which is Iran, which is the next door neighbor of Iraq, is close to the region of Mesopotamia. So when people are clowning Petrie and all this dynastic race theory and all this old stuff, they were halfway right, but they were halfway wrong also.
So now Petrie and them was right. That's what I'm saying. But I showed you video when he claimed he apologized for that. I told y'all. They was halfway right. They wasn't right. They was doing lookership. They was halfway right about what? They didn't understand what's on that screen right there. They didn't have that tool at their disposal. They did pure lookership. They wasn't halfway nothing. Whatever they expound on has been discredited. Now, if you want to say some things in there was right, well, then we got to read the whole invading race theory then. See what part they got right. What's up, Saul? All right. So here you go. The first direct genetic evidence is on the screen that the foundational blend was already established at the very beginning of the pyramid building era. Well, you know, we already read that in sa.neter's work called The Genetics of African Populations, Health and Disease. Kate already talked about that. All right. And y'all took that and misread it. Funniest thing ever. Okay. It says the sequence revealed that 80% of its ancestry derived from a local North Africa, Nile Valley, adjacent populations, while 20% traced populations linked to the Eastern Fertile Crescent in Mesopotamia. I mean, you just could, and so we see symbols brought in, doesn't mean the whole population came in. Watch this, doesn't mean there was a replacement population. This is where y'all keep getting messed up. There's never been a replacement population. The Black Owls said there's a replacement population. Chief Exodus is claiming a replacement population. Humans been on the Nile for at least 300,000 years, y'all. Shikant Diop said they've been on there 160, 120,000 years. They say you made it up, you can't prove it. This was at the Cairo Symposium. My next show, I'm going to show y'all that. And then people get slick and say they never left. You know, when they trying to play like the modern Egyptians, they never left. When they trying to fight against Regime, they never left. And then they try to make it seem like they Arab. They try to make it seem like that the Egyptians there today is the exact same as the ancient population. I say no. Whole lot of differences, population shift, but fundamentally speaking, they are the most closely related to the ancient Egyptians. I agree to that. But remember, they never left. See, Chief Exodus side trying to make it seem like it's a replacement population and the indigenous population left, y'all. But they never left, remember? So I'm a never left nigga. I am the guy that say they never left. They never left. They never left. See? You just get incursions into the gene pool over time. Populations aren't stagnant, they shift. So you'll hear Chief Exodus say they never left trying to defeat Reggie and them, and then they get mad at me when I look at Chief Exodus and say, yeah, they never left. So I'm telling you there's never been a replacement population, and any of their arguments are invalid. So yeah, you see it on the screen. It's a local population to tune to 80%. Hell, African Americans is 80% West African. That don't mean that we Europeans because we hold 20% of our DNA with Europe. It don't mean that. Do it, y'all. No, it don't. And they never talk about the E1, B1, B1. The P2 was ties us all to Africa, the Egyptians included. The males. It's almost like they was like lions, killing off the males and keeping the women. Yeah. Here you go. Go ahead, Chief X, with your bad self.
Now, they're telling you Egypt was formed locally. Didn't nobody come in to form it. It was formed locally. But them people's distant ancestors came from places in the Fertile Crescent, West Asia.
How he did that? They say it was formed locally, but them peoples come from what? Man, them peoples ain't come and bring no Nile Valley culture. Nile Valley culture was forged in the Nile Valley. These people ate Nile Valley food, the catfish, the crocodile, whatever came out that motherfucker, they was eating it. The plants that grew, right? It grew in African soil. Whether the seeds came from Western Asia or not, it was forged and formulated in an African farming process, not a Middle Eastern process.
Yo,
I'm here. You know, I already promoted the debates 3 times already, all of them.
yeah, that's good. But now I gotta tell you this, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and don't be mad at me.
Oh, you can do this in the middle of this?
Yes.
About the fight?
Yes, it's important.
Go ahead,
I think it is cowardice to bang on Chief X, but run from him at the same time when he's calling you out for a debate. He's calling you out where you can begin to show the world that he is not on your level, but you ducking and dodging him like Tazariak is ducking and dodging. Say cool.
You know what's funny? If you hadn't did it that way, I might have did it. But the way you did it that way, I don't like that. That's disrespectful.
I said I could get him this. Hey, we got Juju in the building, man.
Yeah, Juju, we got the Juju. Let's say congratulations to Juju. She is married happily in Africa.
Is she still in Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Juju, I was watching you the other day. You ain't even see my comments. You was getting your hair braided. I was all in the comment section going in.
Mm-hmm. She over there getting her thing on.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool.
Why you drop the links? I ain't ready to talk to nobody.
Oh, don't worry about it. Leave them in the back. They ain't got to bring them up.
They ain't gonna do them but get beat up. They're gonna get beat up.
They go Chief X. He must have heard me. He probably ready to call you out now.
Mm-hmm. He calling me out. Let me finish beating him up.
All right, and then you're gonna let him in?
Now, he can always come on the screen.
All right, he want to challenge you, man, I guess.
He don't want to challenge me. He's saying it. I didn't say it. He said it. I didn't say that. He said that. Now let's run back on what this man said. This is what he said. I didn't say it. He said it. I didn't say that. I didn't make that up.
People better start right now. They better start saying, you know what, Chief X is just simply right. Before this other shit come out, we were wrong. Chief X has always been right.
But you can't play too much of him, though. He's cursing too much.
I ain't gonna. No, yeah, I got him.
Plus.
And you know what? I think I'm a roll. I'm rolling with Chief X on this one, man.
You should. You
really should. I'm a roll with Chief X against you, brother.
You really should. You always do. You always.
I'm not biased, brother.
I know. Stay on the losing side.
He keeps showing you the his sources.
Man, stop it. His sources agree with everybody.
Yeah.
Agree with the experts. His conclusions is faulty. Here you go, Wise.
Okay, so this provided the first direct genetic evidence that this foundational blend, this foundational blend was already established at the very beginning of the pyramid building era. The sequence revealed that 80% of his ancestry was derived from local North African Nile Valley adjacent populations, while 20% traced to populations linked to the Eastern Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia / West Asia. People laughed at me when I said Elam and Iraq, and I'm sorry, not Iraq. I've been getting Iraq and Iran confused sometimes. Elam, which is Iran, which is the next door neighbor of Iraq, is close to the region of Mesopotamia. So when people are clowning Petrie and all this dynastic race theory and all this old stuff, they were halfway right, but they were halfway wrong also. Now, they're telling you Egypt was formed locally. Didn't nobody come in to form it. It was formed locally. But them people's distant ancestors came from places in the Fertile Crescent, West Asia.
Them people, distant ancestors, shall we say 20% of those people distant ancestors? That's what we should say. Should we say 20% of African American ancestors come from Europe? Shall we say it that way? Yeah, we shall say it that way. Because when you couple that with saying Petrie and them was somewhat right, it gives the impression, right, that you're saying that some kind of way they built the culture, they brought the culture in that would form Nile Valley. That's what everybody's thinking. Until you say, nah, that ain't what I'm saying. I'm just saying that genes migrated in and they got with the African program. We definitely not listening to you. If you say, yeah, they might have bought some grains into something else, then we're going to listen to you. But until you stop cow-tying or whatever the hell they say, to your wild audience that actually think that Middle Eastern people built Nile Valley culture, bro, we ain't never trying to hear that, yo. Until I hear you say out your mouth, no, they are indigenous Africans, formed in Africa indigenously, with encouragement to their gene pool, then we can listen to it. We can hear it. But anything outside of that, we not trying to hear it. Let's get to the next clip. See what the next clip is. Let's get to the next clip here. So the next clip says, we did the whole Elam thing. Let me see what I can debunk. Let's see. Go.
You can't debunk this one, Unc. You're going to act like you didn't see it. The Green Sahara, between approximately 11,000 and 5,000 years ago, the Sahara was a savanna. As it dried up, populations migrated to the Nile from all directions, creating a unique genetic blend. As an indigenous mix, this foundational population was a mix of indigenous Northeast African peoples and migrants from the Near East. The Old Kingdom genome, further depending on this picture, a full genome sequence. I've read this over before already. The Ancient Foundation today. What?
We slow it down. Let me make sure he wasn't trying to not read something. Let me see. Okay. I don't want to debunk this. It says the Green Sahara between approximately 11,000 to 5,000 years ago, which Brother Reggie went to the museum and I featured it on my show. He let me present the information. Ancestors of the Libyans, Nubians, and Egyptians out of the Green Sahara. I have been showing you a map of them migrating out of the Green Sahara for at least 20 years. Never need Chief X to tell me that. Brooklyn Museum told us that, to which sa.neter refused to go to. He just refused to go on purpose. Right? As it dried, populations migrated towards the Nile, all directions created a unique genetic blend. It's an indigenous mix. This foundational population was a mix of what? Indigenous North African peoples and migrants from the Near East. And migrants, indigenous, you know what indigenous is. That means they never left. Indigenous populations of North Africa and Near East. No one disputes that. Let's keep going.
An indigenous mix. This foundational population was a mix of indigenous Northeast African peoples and migrants from the Near East. The Old Kingdom genome, further depending on this picture, a full genome sequence. I've read this over before already. The Ancient Foundation.
Yeah, so it tell you back to the 20%. But this what he don't read. Is he reading this? He says he gonna miss this, but I got it on the screen. Why he ain't read this, yo? It said the ancient foundation today. It says this deep-rooted genetic foundation, because they're talking about what they was talking about before, right? It says this deep-rooted genetic foundation is still dominant in the modern population. A 2020 study at GAD confirmed modern Egyptians confirmed the prevalence of the Y DNA haplogroup E1B1, a marker with ancient origins in Northeast Africa that is shared with other regional populations like Libyans and Jordanians. And so there's a percentage, okay, of E1B1B that you will find in Jordanians. They carry a certain percentage of that. And the Libyans, and of course, the damn Egyptians. But he blase this. Let's see.
Today, read this over before. On this picture, a full genome sequence. I've read this over before already. The ancient foundation today. What race were the ancient Egyptians? The topic contentious because it has become a proxy.
Now, why does he skip that? Why did he not read that? Because it's essential to you to seeing the whole full picture. It adds to their Africanness in their genetics, ladies and gentlemen. That's why nobody talks about it. But you know who actually talks about it? Yeah, let me tell you who actually talk about it. They actually talk about it in this article right here on a regular basis, right here. First of all, Chief X was definitely talking about the race, the dynastic race theory, right? The Asiatic race theory, right? Dynastic race. He's talking about that. Dynastic race theory proposes that Mesopotamian invaders were responsible for the dynastic civilizations of Egypt. See why he always shake that and fake y'all out? In sharp contrast to Asiatic race theory, neither of these theories proposes that Caucasians were the indigenous inhabitants of Egypt. Yeah, he talked about the Caucasians, didn't he? Did he do that? He did that. He also pushed this. No, he didn't push it. He don't even put, no, hold on. So y'all can get it. Get all the shit he really pushing. Caucasian Hamite hypothesis. We're originally people by the branch of Caucasian race. The hypothesis, right? Which has been rejected. Look, which has been rejected by mainstream scholarship is the hypothesis that Nile Valley was originated by people branch of the Caucasus race. He just said that. That's Samuel Morton and the boys. He's the father of scientific racism, ladies and gentlemen. This man just said that. All right, I ain't got to go back and forth with him on that. I don't want to argue that. Right, I asked him the question. It take him an hour to answer it. Okay. Where else we at? In 1974, it said symposium people in Egypt deciphering. Hold on. Deciphering of the Meretic script in Cairo in 1974. None of the participants explicitly voiced support for any theory where Egyptians were Caucasian, with a dark pigmentation. The current position in modern scholarship is that the Egyptian civilization was an indigenous Nile Valley development. Read the article, population history. Remember? Y'all thought they had 60 million people in Egypt early on, didn't they? Funny. But that's what he said. That's why I'm on Chief X head. No other reason. See, dynastic race theory. Dynastic race theory, which has been rejected by modern scholarship. It's a hypothesis that the Mesopotamian force had invaded Egypt in pre-dynastic time, imposed itself on indigenous barbarian people to become their rulers. The Mesopotamian founded state or state was supposed to have conquered both Upper and Lower Egypt and founded in the first dynasty of Egypt. That's what he's saying. Elam and all that, they came in and fuck. Bro, knock it off, bro. We just talking about people migrating in the gene pool, yo. That's it. You gotta stop right there. I'll fight any of y'all on that. You gotta stop right there. That people, since time immemorial, have been migrating back in that area that we call the area of confluence because continents conflude together. Eurasia in Africa, and that area right there, right, has been mixing forever. You gotta just say that and leave it alone, man. I'm on your head because you keep saying stuff like that. Now, if you change your mind, say, you know what, yo, I can't say it that way, I was wrong, then I go back to neutral again. I ain't gotta do nothing. I ain't gotta talk about it no more. And I read this statement. Let's get the rest of the clips in here so they don't think I'm shortchanging them, right? All right. Come right to the video. Easy work for us. Ain't never hard. All right. Go right to my clips. All right. I don't got to debunk the Green Sahara because I brought the Green Sahara in the picture. I give you the dates and the times. Nobody was talking about the Green Sahara. Nobody care about science. Here we go. Oh, yeah, he skipped that. Yeah, he read that. Yeah, he actually skipped. On purpose, he skipped that. I know why he skipped the ancient foundation. I know it. Yeah, of course he's going to skip that E1. Let me show you who didn't skip it, though. That's what I was supposed to get to. Right here. All right. Hold on. And then y'all make sure y'all read all this. African historiography, Afrocentrism is important. Biological anthropology, Egyptomania, the race, evading race, dynastic race theory, DNA history of Egypt, genetic history of Africa. Read all that. Historical race concept, Indo-Aryan migration controversy, pharaonism, all that. And at the end of it, look, scientific racism. Read all that. But let's come back to here. Let me show you this. The part he didn't read. This is why he didn't read it. All right, let me show you this real quick. The map's gonna show up for y'all, right? And I'm gonna show you why he didn't read it, because maybe he don't understand it, right? Right here. Okay? sa.neter. All right. All right. Right here. Biological anthropologist Soy Cater stated that ancient population of Egypt emerged primarily from an interaction from a local ancient Nilotic and Saharan population. Boom. Nilotic people are people of indigenous South Sudan, the Nile Valley, who speak Nilotic languages. They inhabited southern Sudan and Gambia region in Ethiopia, while also being ranked minority in Kenya, Uganda, minority now, northern area. You'll hear Gulliam talk about Nilotic people that live on the Nile. I know they're not allowed to mix. I know they look at each other and stare at each other. I know they just staring at each other. And Saharan populations with some groups such as the Beja in Sudan and Egypt having long assimilated peoples from local Arab pastoral groups. He also stated the presence of the haplogroup based on indication from the current evidence, current like today, sourced from a number of genetic studies likely originated and experienced most genetic mutation in tropical East Africa, had widespread distribution across Africa, including Egypt. Kieta further states this had implications for older conceptions of race and African population. It says he also argued that the P2 lineage ancestral E1B1B, you remember he wouldn't read that on the screen, right? Haplogroup showed a primary connection between males from all over Africa, including sub-Saharan Africa and Egypt. Here you go. That's why he didn't read it on the screen. Let's come here. Let's see. Let me see.
It's the same thing. Distant it's from places, but wrong. All of names, 40% traced to populations linked to the Eastern Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia / West Asia. People laughed at me when I said Elam Iraq and I'm sorry, not Iraq.
Yeah, we laughed at you because it was part of the invading race theory and invading Asiatics and all the nonsense. That's why we laughed at you, bro. It's all discredited, man. Get yourself together and say it right, bro. You just gotta say it right, yo. But you got a conversation there that you trying to express with your little group you got that's actually anti-scientific, yo. Yeah, yo, you in the middle, you wild out. You're a little, you super wild out right there. Hold on, let me see. Let me go back. I gotta go right here. Hold on. Yeah. All right.
It's over before already. The ancient foundation.
Right here, yo. This on the screen, yo. He didn't read it. Of course, you're not gonna read it because it's gonna put you on this. I ain't tripping. It's gonna put you on this. Of course, you're not gonna read that. I'm reading it though. Every time you put that shit up on the screen, I'm reading it because it's significant. I'm reading it. This would connect all of East Africa and North Africa right here. E1B1 is most common patrilineal group arose across Africa, including Egypt, with modern genetic studies rooting the origin of the E haplogroup in East Africa. That's why I say Egypt is a Northeast African population. I'm not trying to frame it no kind of way for my audience. You either like it or you don't. But it's in Northeast Africa, northern population in Northeast Africa, and they all connected by E1B1. My fault, E1B1B. Patrilineal. I say they was like some lions. You know the lions kill all the males off and keep the women. They seem to like them foreign women and kill the men. Very interesting here. Why he don't talk about that? Because this helps establish the Egyptians' deep African roots. This is one of the line of evidence that they use. Yeah, don't talk me to death. Don't play with my name. That's my whole point. Don't talk me to death. Let me finish right here. Let me see. I think it's 2 points here. Let's see.
To Eurocentric denial, scholars like Sheikh Anta Diop pioneered the thesis that ancient Egyptians were black. If Sheikh Anta Diop can say black, I can say black.
No, you can't. Sheikh Anta Diop was a scientist and was putting together the black hypothesis. And at the point when he was laying it down, he was disputing and putting it together. Now, if Diop's living today, he wouldn't say it because that part of his hypothesis has been discredited. So then why are you saying the discredited parts of Sheikh Anta Diop's work? I'm going to say this again. Why are you using the discredited parts and features of Sheikh Anta Diop's work and not use the pieces of his work that went through like they are indigenous Africans and keep it that way? And don't explain them with outside explanations of Elam and all the nonsense. They are an indigenous African people with incursion into their gene pool, all mixed and occurred in Africa proper. They eat Nile Valley food, which is indigenous. The Nile Valley is indigenous to Africa because it's a valley. The river is indigenous to Africa, and any animal in the damn river is indigenous to Africa. So they eat indigenous food. They poop in indigenous poop. They live in an indigenous lifestyle. All the topography, all the flora, the animals, all that is all indigenous to Africa. The culture that's formed around the plants and the animals in the river is indigenous African culture rooted deep in Africa. Anything outside of that, I ain't trying to hear. And I'm never having to use the word black because the word black is wild unto itself. Like John Henry Clark said, it's time to move on from the nonsense.
You guys knew what Sheikh Anta Diop meant when he said black. But today you playing dumb. You playing stupid today. Just to spite Ankh and muddy the waters, you playing stupid.
Thank you, Chief. That was called Freudian slip. Big up to Chief Vex.
To spite me, I mean.
No. Hold on. Watch his face. Look.
You playing stupid. To spite me, I mean. And muddy the waters. This school of
Wait. Did he catch himself? Did it hit him?
And muddy the waters, you playing stupid. To spite me, I mean. And muddy the waters. This school of thought aimed to reclaim African history from colonial narratives. However, while its motivation was to correct a historical bias, its approach often relies on criteria that are scientifically problematic.
There you go. And they said it at the conference. They said it in the article. I keep reading, yo. There was a problem in the methodology, yo. That's why it was discredited, bro. That's nothing new. I've been saying that from day one. That's why niggas is mad at me from the other side. And then they mad at me from this side and that side. That's why all sides is mad. That's why I say, hey, yo, this right here, I'm take this. I ain't on nobody's side. What I'm saying is what I'm saying. Don't clump me into nobody's argument. Simple as that. Do not clump me into nobody's argument. Don't clump me into Chief X argument. Nobody's argument. Afrocentrics, the African, whatever, don't clump me in. The Egyptian maniacs, everybody, don't do it. I got my own thing. Been doing it. I'm going heavy with the experts. I can have phone conversations with them. I'm doing what I'm doing. Don't got nothing to do with nobody say. All this shit I already said already. And I don't got to frame it no way because it's all right there. I just got to say it enough times where y'all can start to comprehend what the hell we saying.
The world of academia is saying the shit that Sheikh Anta Diop and Afrocentrics have been talking about is scientifically problematic. Reacting to Eurocentric denials.
All right. Yep. Not all of it, though. Not everything they say. Nope. They're not saying everything. Some parts is wrong. Now, watch this. Trying to figure out why the argument. Here you go. Yeah. Why the argument then? Here we go. Yeah, who's arguing that? Let me run it again. Y'all ain't even see the shit. Here you go.
Is a black man. The second from the right is a black man. Everybody else here is not black. Okay?
All right, y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard the mistake. Now, watch how this don't go together with what the academic consensus is. He was trying to look it up and see was they indigenous and why. Now, watch how he read this. He already made the mistake by calling them black. See, that's the joke. See, that's the throw off.
Egyptians were African. No one's in dispute of that.
Okay. No one's in dispute of that.
Their civilization was born in Africa from African people. This is a geographical cultural fact.
So then why are we beefing with Chief X then?
Nobody's in denial of that. They're just saying that their distant ancestors in their DNA come from other lands. That's all they're saying. They were a distinct people. Their genetic.
I don't like the way, yeah, some of their ancestry come from distant lands, bro. 20% of it. Get it straight. Let's go back.
DNA come from other lands. That's all they're saying. They were a distinct people. Their genetic profile was distinct from that population in West Central Southern Africa.
Absolutely, we can agree to that, right? We understand there's a basal component to North Africans. I just showed you the population size right there. And so we know that basal population broke away from the sub-Saharan population. They migrated because humans are migratory. They migrate to North Africa, right? They're not in contact with nobody, and they develop a distinct marker, a basal marker in North Africa. Simple as that. That's not hard to understand that.
They were a distinct people. Their genetic profile was distinct from that population, distinct from that of populations in West Central or Southern Africa. They were a Northeast African people with deep local roots and significant ancient links to the Near East.
There you go. Northeast African people. I've been saying it, man. He don't highlight that though. With deep local roots. His own sources beating him up. He don't really think that. Because if he thought that, he would just say that. We wouldn't even be arguing. And so, but how can that statement be true? Right? How can that statement be true? And then he say this.
Man, the second from the right is a black man.
So how is the man right there? How can, watch this. How can the Nahisi Nubian be a black man? Watch this. I'm going to use this logic. How can he be a black man, right? The Nubian be a black man, but the Egyptian not be a black man on the same river coming out of the same goddamn Green Sahara? What the hell happened? How is that possible? That's what I'm saying. He's wild on purpose. I'm going to say this again. If the ancestors of the Egyptians, if the ancestors of the Nubians, if the ancestors of the Libyans all come out of the Green Sahara, how did the Nubians turn black on the same river? Are you saying they black because they darker skin make you black? Then you discount half of the damn Nubians because all Nubians don't look like that. And I can pull it up on papers of who. You got Nubians that look like the Egyptian. So how are you saying one is black and the other one's not black? That's the trickery, foolery, pseudoscientific nonsense. And that's why you can't say none of them is black, because once you say one is black, they're going to all be black, because we know the Nubians been getting down with the damn Egyptians from day one. From the day they stepped their foot in the Sahara, they was doing the thing. From the day they hit the Nile Valley, they was doing the thing. Mixing and matching and partying and similar code. I will beat you up, Chief X, and I know the moment is coming. I'm going to beat you up. Because I know it's coming, and I know you don't know that. So every time you say the Nubians is black, you just as racist as the white people that said that the 25th dynasty was black. It's called racism, white supremacy. And so if the Nubians is black, then what the hell are the Egyptians? So the Egyptians ain't really African, huh? But the Nubians are because they black. It's fucking trickery, man. And y'all not even catching it. How? How, bro? Like, think about it. Ta-Nehisi. Where is Nubia at? In southern Egypt. So it's black people in southern Egypt. Huh. The land of the bow, Tar Seti, is in southern Egypt. So he's basically saying there are black people in southern Egypt that don't move for 70,000 years. Or for 11,000, they stand there and they stir. And whenever the Egyptians capture them, and whenever they fight the Egyptian army, they just look at the women and stir at them. I can't believe y'all couldn't catch this. I'm going to say it again. Make this make sense.
This is a black man. The second from the right is a black man. Everybody else here is not black. Okay? Egyptians were African. No one's in dispute of that. Their civilization was born in Africa from African people. This is a geographical cultural fact. Nobody's in denial of that. They're just saying that their distant ancestors in their DNA come from other lands. That's all they're saying. They were a distinct people. Their genetic profile was distinct from that population in West Central Southern Africa. They were a distinct people. Their genetic profile was distinct from that population, distinct from that of populations in West Central or Southern Africa. They were a Northeast African people with deep local roots and significant ancient links to the Near East.
I ain't going to read that last line because he said that last line was silly. He said, I say the last line. He said, I'm saying that to confuse you. Physical diversity is their own art shows ancient population display a range in skin tones within reddish brown spectrum distinct from their neighbors. Range in skin color. Let me see if you read that.
Okay.
He hit you with the, okay. Not going to read that part. That's the part I'm saying. We ain't going to read that part. No, sir. Okay. Look, remember he just said that the Nubians was black. I didn't say it. He said it. He the one pushing blackology now. He pushed blackology on half the population. And if you half wrong, you're always wrong, bro, in this conversation. So you pushing blackology now. You the blackologists. You just stop at the Egyptians with your damn blackology and your racist approach to tell the story. Because you're not listening to Jeremy Clark. Let's see. Let's read.
Kemet versus Kush. What was the difference between ancient Egypt and Nubia? While Kemet and Kush developed into distinct civilizations, their relationship began from a deep shared cultural roots in the pre-dynastic period, emerging from a common Nile Valley and Eastern Saharan cultural sphere before formal states emerged. Over millennia,
Nigga, how one of them be black and one of them not? Let's read it again, yo. Chief X a blackologist when he want to be. How? Hold on. While Kemet and Kush develop into a distinct civilization. Okay, they develop into a distinct civilization. I guess they snatched the skin color out of each other. Their relationship began. What is a relationship? The coming together of communities, huh? From a deep shared cultural roots. In pre-dynastic period. Emerging from a common COMMON Nile Valley and Eastern Sahara cultural sphere before formal states emerged over millennium. This evolved into a complex dynamic of trade, rivalry, and conquest, y'all. So when did the Negroes become black? And when did the Egyptians come Caucasian? I'll tell you when. When Reisner and the racist white supremacists came in. That's when they became that. They became that when they decided to forge their wild ideas around race, their misinformation around race. This is when all this occurred. Absolutely. And so I'm going to finish with this. Anybody can hit that panel if you're feeling jumpy today. You know, if you're feeling jumpy, then jump. If you're feeling jumpy, then go ahead and you should jump. No, they feeling jumpy. Whiteness and skin color versus race. Historical, anthropological, sociological perspectives. Key distinctions. White as a complexion, observable skin tone. White as a race, modern social construct. These meanings are historically distinct. Pre-modern uses. Ancient and medieval sources describe complexion. Remember how we say that we're apes and primates we see in color. So we always see the different variations of color. So I don't want to hear nobody try to use that. We always see color. Always drew color. No problem. Let's get the distinction. No concept of a pan-European white race. Say this again. Ancient world, there is no concept of a pan-European white race. Descriptions were phenotypic, not racial. This is important to this Nile Valley conversation. And when I say Chief X says that the Negroes was black and the Egyptians was white or Caucasian, when did that occur? And I'm showing when it occurred because it didn't occur during the time of the Egyptians because it's not an ancient idea. It's not even a medieval idea. Greco-Roman ethnography, climate, and geography shaped appearance. Focus on customs and politics. Differences seen as local, not biological. Medieval identity, identity based on religion, ancestry, language. Europeans did not self-identify as white. Christendom as a collective identity. They was Christians. They identified as that. Here it goes. 17th, 18th century shift. This is the time I'm doing slavery, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm talking about. So you continue the worldview of racism, white supremacy that enslaves you when you continue to push these ideas. Go back to the beginning of the video when John Henry Clark tells you the same damn thing. It says the rise of Atlantic slave trade. What's the rise? It's the rise of digging in Egypt too, y'all. Colonial expansion. Race becomes hereditary and hierarchical. Yeah. Yeah, that means they put the white at the top and the black at the bottom. The white is the angel and the black is the filthy devil. Legal privilege, social dominance, racial justification of slavery. Right. And Reisner said, well, you know, these Nubians, these Negroes, because he made it up, were like the slaves in our country. They're in all Egyptian households. I'm going to say this again. He said they're in all the Egyptian households, but they work as servants. See, he couldn't separate the Nubians for the damn Egyptians. That's why you can study Nubia and never go to Nubia and study from Egypt. Make sure that's part of any goddamn debate I have with anybody. Racial justification of slavery. Yes, sir. That's why the Egyptians enslaved the Nubians. That's what Chief X came to because they was black. They didn't slave nobody else. He said all that. They're going to act like he didn't know he said it. Scientific racism. Linnaeus. Leuwenbach. Biological race typologies, modern biology rejects these models. John Henry Clark told you. Race is a social construct. Skin color equals genetics. Human variation is clinical. Reggie talked about the different climes. That's the mind of consensus, man. Summary, color, race. It's a whiteness emerges in colonial modernity. Avoid retrojecting race onto antiquity. Now y'all won't do it. Y'all just won't call me names. Here's your sources: Bass, Hemford, Penter, Graves. All right. Yeah. What's up, Reggie? How you doing, brother?
Okay, how you doing?
Cooking with hot damn grease.
Yeah, I think let me try to put my face on.
I see.
Yeah, I can't see myself, but yeah, I think certainly I think with Chief X nailed you nailed them to the box, right? Nailed them to the wall is better on his constructs, and I largely don't have any problem with that. I do have just some general comments, and it may not disturb you much, but so let's just take Chief X out of it, right?
So you know I'm still steaming.
Oh yeah, you definitely steaming.
So any way I react, don't get mad. I'm still because he
I'm
played the
upset.
trick, Reggie. He played the trick, Reggie. He said that he showed the papyrus. He said, this is a black man. Okay, you got me. But then who the hell is the Egyptians? Then he read the slide and say they come together, come out the same line, the same everything. When did one turn black and when did one turn Caucasian, yo? Please explain that to me, bro. It makes no sense. This is what I'm trying to say. Nobody with a scholarly acumen teaching how people can say what he's saying. He's trying to cow down to the wild North Africans who say they ain't African, which is fine because that's their right to say it, right? But they can't escape evolution. They can't escape it.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so
Because they just Egyptians. See?
they're not Egyptian.
They are. I'm not, see, I'm still, hold on. You got to give me a minute. I'm saying, everybody know, Reggie does not support what I'm saying. He supports
No, I
pieces of it.
support
I
largely
said
what
pieces
you're
of
saying.
it. Right. I'm saying I do not agree with what Reggie's about to say. You know why, Reggie? Because I'm saying the Egyptians never left.
Okay, so
Yeah, I gotta let you talk though. Just let me steam it out. Let me calm down. Let me whoosh out. Hold on. Suntan, how you doing, man? You normally bring my whoosh out moment. And hold on.
I'm waiting patiently. Peace, brother.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me catch
Get
it.
it out. Get it out.
Get it out.
Peace, Max Bird. Thank you.
Okay, we back.
So,
Cause Chief X man been flamming, yo. And I'm glad I showed y'all where the flam occurred at, yo. And then he innocent. I didn't do nothing. I'm teaching them this one black. Nah, yo, you doing something wild, bro. That's why we mad. Now hit that damn link, Chief X, and explain that. And we don't need an hour. Why are the Nubians black and the damn Egyptians are not? Why are you playing half black outers? Why are you black outers with the Nubians, but a wild ass Caucasian with the Egyptians? That's what I want to know. That's my debate question. Okay, I got it off, Reggie. Go for it, brother. Let me be quiet. I'm not gonna fire back at you. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not agree with Reggie about to say. He about to unravel everything I just did, and Chief X gonna get him. Hey, Chief X, you gotta get Reggie, not me, bro. Get him. I'm muting out. And then you go next, Suntan.
okay, 80 on Chief X, 99% of what you said about Chief X is absolutely correct. Chief X is only relevant in social media only on this page, only on this channel, Black News 102 sa.neter Studios. Chief X is not relevant even on his own page. And though people are promoting Chief X, right, they're promoting for their national identity, right? Because they're engaged in racism. You should see the racism with the Senegal versus Morocco, right? You should see that if anybody watched that game, right? The differences that I have slightly with you is that I think that you have more access to scholars. Okay, ethnicity is what I think Dr. Shekant Diep was talking about, and Dr. John Henry Clark was talking about. Absolutely, they could have in that ancient time an ethnicity, right, referring to black, right? For example, the king is a is he styles himself as a bull, right? He's not really a bull, but he has taken an identity. He's fused himself with the bull iconography. Therefore, in this culture, the people that he manages are cattle, right? Now, they answer the question for us as to what type of cattle they are. Now, in the book of Gates, right, they don't do racism, but they do ethnicity. So people look at the colors of the skin, but the people that we call the ancient Egyptians wrongly, right? Those people, in the names that they called themselves, for example, Kemut or Kemwet, right? I don't think Kemetiyu. I think Kemut or Kemwet. They called themselves Kemut. Kemwet is the feminine plural for in their language for what they were calling themselves as a kind of collective, right? But let me stop because Chief X showed up, and there's lots of parts that I can deal with Ankh on. I just want to smooth some of the things and make my point about Ankh. But Chief X, you are absolutely looking at the world in a racist terms. You are absolutely trying to act as if you are trying to remove race, but you have made that whole region Caucasian and black, using black as a race, Caucasian as a race with outdated terms, which Ankh clearly said, right? So you have to explain your use of Caucasian in 2026 to the audience.
Whoa, Reggie, I don't care.
Can I speak?
Not yet.
Yeah, I got
I
it.
just want to know why you call, and I'm gonna let Suntan go. I just want to know why you call the Nubians black
I gotta
and
go.
then not the Egyptians.
Mind games. If I can't speak,
No, you can't speak when you want to speak. Suntan was next.
Suntan.
Okay.
If I speak, this stream was about me real quick.
No, but I got a question for you. Now
I'm talking to
nigga,
others.
you can get the fuck off. How about that? Now, I don't like you anyway. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. My hands is right here, so I ain't putting them off.
Let me just
But
say
the
that
fact he trying to boss up and don't want to go in line. See, he trying to boss up. No bossing up, Chief X. Wait your turn, bro. I got a specific question for you. I don't know what Reggie talking about. This ain't Reggie's show. I don't know what Reggie talking about. My specific thing is, hold on. Why are the Nubians black but the Egyptians are not? I just want to know why you play that game. That's it. That's it. And then you can say whatever the hell you want to say. That's my question to you, bro. I'm in control of this daggone shit right here, bro. So the question is, why do you call in that particular clip, because that's my issue, why do you call the Nubians black, right, but the daggone Egyptians not, being as though they got shared ancestry? Go ahead, brother.
You've asked it 4 times already.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Why? No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
When you get it,
I'm about to get out because I got things to do.
What'd you say, Suntan?
you want to go and let Chief X present his thing because he don't.
No, he just going. Let him answer the question. We don't want to get you frustrated. Go ahead, Chief X.
You want to fall back with your hissy? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief X.
We got to grow up.
Nah, we're growing up right now. Go ahead, bro.
Baby.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Reggie and Ankh sat up here and said, I'm not relevant. I'm not relevant anywhere. I'm just a little old peon and I'm not relevant.
Reggie, are you gonna answer the question though, Chief
Yes,
X?
I am.
So we don't want to hear all that. Say that after that.
So you just
Answer the question, then talk slick. Because if you talk too slick before you answer the question, I might get too slick because I don't like you, remember? And I'm doing the best that I can. So can you answer the question first, then you can talk crazy. I ain't gonna get on you for talking crazy. Just answer our question for the show, bro.
Slick, though?
Huh?
How am I getting slick?
Man, just answer the question, or you can
I
show
was
my
trying
slide.
to. He cut me off.
Who cares? You can show my slide, Unc. I try to be patient for him. I ain't just show my slides real quick.
None of y'all try to be patient. You guys really don't.
I am. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Chief X. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm so irrelevant that you guys are doing a live stream with my name in the title and talking about me for 2 hours today.
I didn't say you relevant to me. I never said you was in. Hold on. You are very relevant to the stream right here. I never said that.
Okay, you did.
Said that, Chief X.
You did.
No, I didn't. I said you are irrelevant to the rest of the world. You're not irrelevant to me because I'm talking to you. I'm responding because you said I wouldn't respond.
I'm not gonna be able to talk. You guys
You can answer the question.
You have to be quiet so I can.
Not for too long now. Answer the question, sir.
Dictate to me. You didn't tell Reggie not for too long, and Reggie spoke for 5 minutes.
Because I gave him that.
Okay.
Go ahead. I never asked Reggie a question.
So you're controlling how long I speak, but everybody else.
I'm not.
Let me speak.
I am. I just asked you to answer the question first, so we don't forget the question.
Damn this nigga.
Hold on for a minute, Suntan. Listen, all I'm saying is for the listening audience, we have a show. Just answer the question. Right there, you go. He's not going to answer the question. What he want to do is he want to talk about everything else. Right. What I said was, look, I'm going to do you a solid, Chief X. Just answer the question. The reason I called the Nubian such and such is because the Egyptians had a different mix on them, which is that. And then say, but I don't like y'all niggas and y'all think I'm not relevant, yet you talking about me. I said I was fine with that, right? But what I don't want to do is I don't want him to talk me to death and not answer the question. I can say that.
He's trying to create a narrative. That's what
right. I'm letting the man talk, but what I'm not doing is, listen, I don't like that man.
I'm just saying, you let him bunny hop me, and that's fine. Because you wanted to ask your question. Why don't he answer the question and
just answer the question, bro?
That's all I'm saying. Ain't nobody
ask me why I say that. Y'all can ask me a question. I'm saying I never thought the man wasn't irrelevant to me. It's obvious his name is in the chat in the thing.
Right.
Yeah, he's irrelevant to the teaching of scientific literacy. He's irrelevant to Reggie, not to me. I never said that. I don't like the nigga. I always say that. But that don't mean I can't have a cordial conversation with him. What I don't like is that flim-flam pseudo nonsense. Just answer the question.
That's it, man.
And then you can get slick. I'm going to give you room, bro, because I'm up here talking crazy about you. So I'm going to give you the same solid. But you're not going to do it first.
Right.
You're gonna, because we're going to forget. We're going to get the going back and forth. We're going to get the fighting. Before you know, he didn't ran off without answering the question. And he did it on purpose again.
Right.
You know why? Because he can't answer that question. Because it makes no sense to say what he said. He could never answer that question with a quality conversation.
That's why I got quiet. I wanted to hear the answer. So I did. You can go ahead of me, answer the question. That was my thing. But he wouldn't answer. He went, where you want to talk and put me in? Answer the question, bro.
Answer the question. Guess what? The experts couldn't answer the question when they said the black pharaohs.
And all I got to do is elaborate on some things you said. I got 2 slides there dealing with the 2 things you're talking about. The first one, okay, this one is Dr. John Henry Clark. Let me put on my spectacles. Dr. Henry Clark with the blah, 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 blah. I think it's more at the top.
I see.
Here, I just read the bottom part. A prominent scholar advocated the history emphasizing African identity of the Egyptians. He argued that the ancient Egyptians were Black Africans rooted in the border African civilization. His perspective aligns with scholars like Ivan Van Serter and Martin Bonnell, who challenged Eurocentric narratives. Clark believed understanding Egypt African heritage is central to reclaiming African identity globally. Contribution his work highlights the cultural and historical connections between ancient Egypt and Africa. And my thing with that is, because it's not that, you got, like you said, I'm not matching you to nobody. You got your own way of putting things, and I'm fine with that. But my thing is, Dr. Henry Clark said that they were black African. He used the race in there. Now go to Sheikh Anta Diop. That's the next one. That's the first one. This is what I'm doing. The next slide, there you go. The man who proved ancient Egypt was black. For centuries, many Western historians separated ancient Egypt from the rest of Africa, claiming its civilization somehow non-African, but the one brilliant scholar changed that narrative forever. His name was Sheikh Anta Diop, born blah, 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 blah. But see, listen, my thing is this. He said the physical and cultural ties with other black African people. Egyptians shared those. So, and my argument, Reggie know it, I always said that coming from Sheikh Anta Diop and coming from Dr. Henry Clark, I can be considered a black African. So that's my argument. What else could change in this, in this sort of situation where I say, and I'm just making a narrative, I'm putting myself under these two pretenses of Dr. Henry Clark and Sheikh Anta Diop. I'm saying that I am a black African. He's proved ancient Egyptians was black Africans. So I'll leave it there. I'm not saying I'm an Egyptian, but the narrative is, and they both put it there. What do you got to say to both of these?
Well, it's easy. ChatGPT don't pick up all the videos.
No, this is with a pika. This is not ChatGPT.
No.
With a pika. This is not chat. I don't even.
No, that's not Wikipedia. That's a daggone Facebook post.
No, it's not. You did that last time. Let me go back to the post. It's not.
But that's fine though. Listen. Okay. I don't want to argue with you about that.
All right, we're not arguing, but
all right, no problem. Okay, what I'm trying to show you is so
they're with a pika.
With a pika.
Yeah, with a pika, wherever you wiki. They both wiki.
You mess up words just like me. That's why I like having you around. That way I don't see him have his bag.
Hey, look.
So let's do this.
They both wiki. That's all I'm saying.
So you got some people in the chat saying I did that wrong. No, I actually didn't. I'm saying answer the question, then you can say whatever you want to say. Because if you don't answer the question, we're gonna get into a back and forth because I don't like you. I can't stand to hear a man talk. So just answer my question, right? Then I feel a little more comfortable because at least you was honest in answering it, right? And then you can talk shit. I'm gonna let you do it because I want to try to be fair because I just talk shit. So I'm good. But what you're not gonna do is talk crazy first and think we're going to be able to move forward because we're never going to be able to move forward. Let's get that straight. So if you're on the opposing side, answer the question, right? And then do your slick talk because it ain't going to work out well for you. As for you, Suntan, read the thing. If this is from Wikipedia, right?
Yes, it is. I'll put it up and show you the whole page.
That's fine. Let's deal with John Henry Clark first. Of course, John Henry Clark said exactly what you said he said. Right, but when he was talking,
just 1 minute. These dudes in the chat come out these Facebook posts. See, and I don't.
I believe you said it was from there. I got you. I know you ain't tripping. Yeah, good. Yeah, you said it on the
Facebook with scholarship.
Right. You just simply saying it comes from the Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah,
I trust you. So listen, I'm saying that AI does not have all of John Henry Clark's videos and stuff. So in that particular interview, in 73, he was showing you his range on topic. He was showing you he could play black and say all that, but then come back to a scientific center, to a scientific understanding, to the point where he say, look, man, y'all got to stop playing with that black. But you remember he talking to an audience in 1973, bro. He ain't talking to an audience like I'm talking to. Y'all not trying to hear me. 30 years ago, man, they was already throwing tomatoes at him. See, people don't really promote John Henry Clark like y'all think he do. They don't. So, yes, he had a range of having conversation, but I'm saying he understood the scientific a validation of what he was talking about. Let's come to Diop's. It's right on the screen, right? It tells you. It says, look, it says Diop's goes on. It says Diop's groundbreaking research used multiple science, linguistics, anthropology, archaeology, and even DNA melanin studies. It says he showed that the ancient Egyptians shared close physical and cultural ties with other Black Africans. What he did was he showed that the Egyptians had close physical and cultural ties with other Africans. The fact that he used Black African was what he was using. But we know today that we back then you wasn't using it. It was actually discredited back then, but they was letting him get his thing off. That's okay for him to write that. That's not really an issue. Us reading this should not take it as the scientific community accepting the Black thing, because they didn't. This is the part of the research that was always sketchy. The using racialized terms. But what he was trying to get at was serious. There were physical and cultural close affinities with the Egyptians. That's his overall point. Not to be discounted because he interjected race. He may have interjected race, but he gave you a scientifically that can be validated point of physical and cultural ties. We cannot validate the invalidated racial construct that he used. So we'll just push that off to the side. We won't keep pushing that forward. But we can push forward the archaeology. We can push forward the language. Not the Wolof shit, but we can the physical and the cultural ties. You get that? He had a whole hypothesis, bro. That's part of what was in the hypothesis. And good people that transmit science can read and can validate or invalidate the things that have been validated through science. We can tell the difference. We know what science validates and we know what it don't. That does not discount his whole idea. It's just parts of it was just wrong. That's it. That's my answer.
So what you got to say about what Sheikh and the Diop said when the writing of Sheikh, when he said he proved ancient Egypt was Black. So they just made that just a format to run off on, right?
No, it wasn't a proven. It was a scientific conference. And now they rewrote back 30 years later. They did they revisited, right? 33 decades, and they talk about the parts they got right and the parts they got right. That's how science works. Diop can say what he want to say out of his mouth. No, Diop's never said that. That's a great question. The community got it wrong, bro. The community mischaracterized what a scientific conference was. I don't think they knew what the hell a scientific conference was. It wasn't a win or loss thing. It was the bringing of the data.
Did you read this whole thing? Right here says Diop groundbreaking research used sciences, linguistics, anthropology, and even DNA and melanin studies to show ancient Egyptians share close physical and cultural ties to other Black African people. Now that's not jumping the broom. That's not.
He did. But he did though. I said he did that.
Okay,
that's why they call it indigenous African civilization now, based off that work.
My only thing I'm saying, Unc, is this here, and
I can't keep going back. I know you heard it.
As Black people.
That's fine. Listen, and that's a social. That's a social statement.
That's it.
That's not to be in a scientific statement right there. Yeah, what's up, Tahuti? Afar? Showing your mind.
Wait,
Coach
1 second.
Hey, real quick.
Wait, 1 quick second. Okay, so what had happened on this show is that you did turn the show over to me, and then I stopped because Chief X came in.
Right. Let him speak, of course.
Then I never relinquished, but what I was saying, but then Suntan went. Now, after Brother Tahuti speaks, right? I want to get back to what I was talking about. Is that fun? Is that fair?
Okay,
enough?
I'm gonna make sure I put Chief X thing on here, right? He's talking to Gideon. Gideon is a hater for sure.
I'll take these down, huh?
All right, let me take it down for you real quick.
I got it. I got it.
Okay. So, Gideon Israel, he's an Israelite, so he already heard. He say the panel was immature. Maybe. He say I would have never been able to speak. He say has fear when I come on. He wouldn't continue to escape the drama, and I don't have time to raise my pressure today. Appreciate you, Chief X. If you think that's what it is, But since you can't follow directions, yo, you left. I didn't put you off. I simply said answer the question. I don't want to hear about Reggie and Reggie problems. I don't want to hear about none of that, bro. Answer the question, I'm saying that the Nubians are black because of this, this, and this, this, and that. And oh, by the way, nigga, you talk shit about me the whole time. I don't like you and Reggie, but I was going to mute out, right? Because I already had my why, and did you get it off? But the truth is, brother, you left because you know you can't answer the question. Guess what, Chief X? You can hit the panel again or do a response video. But make sure, here you go. Hey, Reggie, watch this. Make sure your response video deal with why you call the Nubians black and the Egyptians Caucasian or whatever the hell you call them. You can say, yo, I call the Nubians black Africans and call the Nubians white Africans. I don't know what you're going to say, but you can make a video on that. But just stay to the question, bro. That's all you got to do. Because you can ask me the same question. Reggie, ask me the same question. Say, why don't you call the Nubians black?
And why don't you call the Nubians black?
Because the scholars played the game with the 25th dynasty and called the Nubians black. And then you realize you was all hyped up and happy for nothing. Because if the Nubians are black, then what are the Egyptians? See, that's the question. If the Nubians are black, then what the hell are the damn Egyptians? What the hell are they? And then it don't make no sense. The racial construct put you in a box that don't make no sense. Because if the Nubians is black, now watch this. If the Nubians is black, and watch this, and the Nubians was restoring Egyptian identity and Egyptian culture because they wrestled it away from the Libyan leadership at the time. They restored them back to greatness, right? They invaded the whole of Egypt and took the whole thing, not a part. They took the whole thing and they put back, watch this, the Egyptian custom and traditions. Now, how would they know all that about the damn Egyptians if these black people had not been around the Egyptians since time of old? Mixing and matching back and forth. We know men and women have sex all the time. So I'm just trying to figure out how could the people restore a culture of a people that they had not been in close proximity with for 4, 5, 6,000 years, man? Why are these people black and them people not? That's the answer to the damn question, because the shit made no sense to say that. Either they both black or they not, because they too close together for it not to be any way different. That's the answer to the question. Chief X, stop listening to the religions amongst you. You can get up here. Tahuti, what's up? Because I gotta get ready to get out of here too. I'm gonna let you rock, Reggie. You gonna rock it for a minute? Because I gotta go get this.
Hold up. Hey, before you leave though, if we can say that the ancient Egyptians and Nubians were black, and obviously they got a connection to West Africa, then you come in full circle, then you should have no problem with black people in America and all over the world claiming the Kushite Kemetic legacy.
Yeah, that's why I don't do that, because it make you end up being super stupid.
Yeah, that takes away from the diversity of Africa. What Africa gotta look like Smurfs? What Africa gotta look like Smurfs? Everybody ain't the same in Africa.
No, you jumping on the wrong thing, yo. He said he trying to connect the black people. See, he's making the connection through skin color. Why don't you just say everything you just said is based off of humans living in similar radiation? Say that.
But I'm saying when you look at the Chronicles of Timbuktu, the very first book is the history of Kush.
Mm-hmm. What's your point, though? They live in a similar radiation.
I'm saying, like, you going back and forth between like picking and choosing when you want to acknowledge Kemet as a black African civilization, and then sometimes you don't even want to use.
I never acknowledged Egypt as being a black civilization. I never acknowledged Nubia as being a black civilization. I never said that. Never said that. Never said that. Yeah, I never said that. They don't make no sense. I acknowledge them as being indigenous African populations that range in skin color, phenotype. Yep.
But Egypt was never one anything. We always had multicultural.
Yeah, it's multicultural. What's up, Gideon?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm about to come back out. I'm low.
Yeah, all right. I gotta get ready to get out of here too. Go ahead, Gullah. You
Oh,
answer the
Reggie's
question,
supposed to
Gullah.
go.
You answer the
No,
color,
I'm just
Gullah.
saying that.
Question. Why the
Yeah,
Nubians
I'm
black and
just saying.
Egyptians not? Why the Nubians black and Egyptians not?
Ain't none of them black. Than me. They people. Shit, different people. And Nubia was never one thing. You had different people in Nubia. Afro-Asiatic, Nilo-Saharan groups. You know what I'm saying? Different high pies of different groups. And same thing with Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
It was no different.
that's a result of racism.
It was no different if you take a vacation and go to Venezuela or Colombia. You're gonna see all type of mixtures of people.
It's a result of racism, yo, and it puts us in a state of confusion. And it takes us, matter of fact, when we start using designation like that, it allows the experts to beat us up, yo. You know that, right? They can trick you. Niggas can trick you.
Oh yeah.
They can trick you. Yep. Yep. Yeah, hey, Supernova, your name is Pseudo. Your name got you crazy. What's up, Gideon?
What's going on, man? What's all good, bro?
You don't think I got a right to say, answer the question? I'm gonna let you talk crazy. Just answer the question for us, because I know if you talk crazy to me first, we're gonna beef you out. We're not gonna get it out.
Right. Well, this how I look at it.
No. I said, so just answer the question for us, yo.
Right.
So why? I'm gonna ask you the same question. Gideon, why are the Nubians black and the Egyptians are not?
Oh, I would never say that. That's crazy to say. What I'm saying is, though,
You see how you did that, though? Huh?
Yeah, but no, you the star of the show, huh? You the star of the show.
Oh, you see how you did that, though?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to explain how I see it.
But that's not you. I'm not saying to you.
No, I know. You are the star of the show, huh? This your show. But in the thumbnail, you got Chief X name. So when he come on, it's not just you, it's all of us watching this, and we like it's about to go down.
So tell him to shut the hell up.
No, so what you do is, you know he's coming in hot. You give him 2 minutes, let him swing in the air.
No,
just like with anybody else. When somebody else they come on, they get a little spill, and then y'all get into it, bro.
That's not true. What did I say? What did I say? I said I don't like the nigga. Now, bad enough. Hold on, Gideon. Bad enough. I'm even talking to him. Get this straight. I'm already sliding back on some of my principles. Get that straight for sa.neter fucking TV. Excuse my language. Let that be known first. That when dudes do what he did, I just bang him in their mouth. How about that, bro? Like I don't even talk to you no more because you really don't know who you talking to like that. See, you're never getting into my family business and having conversations with me again, bro. So I'd already let that pendulum slide a little bit, bro. So since I let that slide, I got a strict governing system on this guy.
No, I can feel that. I can understand that.
If I gotta talk to him, I don't want to hear no razzle dazzle, bazzle dazzle talk about me and Reggie and that in the black community because I don't like this man, yo. This man,
I understand, and
Trump,
I feel
nigga.
it.
This is a Trump nigga. This nigga say, pick him up by the bowstrings. If somebody gets shot, he swear it's the black person's fault. I don't like this nigga, bro. I don't like him in real life. I don't like him on YouTube. I don't like his positions that he never can support, bro. He one of them guys that really cow down for wild white people. Not intelligent white people, but for wild white people, dog. I don't like him. And since I'm breaking my own rule of never dealing with nuts like that, right? Since I'm breaking my own rule, bro, when you come in here, yo, I'm not even asking for your best behavior because I know I talk trash. What I'm saying is, bro, don't razzle dazzle on answer the question. If you don't have a real answer, say, bro, for real, I ain't really ready for the answer. Yeah. I can take it and then get it off about how you don't like the way I did the presentation. Then I'm cool with that. Get in.
Right.
Get in. Listen, yo. I'm the nice guy, bro. I'm not a bully. I'm not tough. But guess what I'm never doing? Nigga, I'm never letting another human being put lies out on the internet about me that my babies come back to me. I got kids that's grown now saying, why that man say that about you? Why he saying that? I'm never letting you get off with that, bro.
Yeah. Now I feel like I didn't know y'all had it going like that. And I can respect that.
What?
But see, that's so with that being said,
nigga, hold on, let me get this nigga straight. Let me get you straight, bro. Yeah, nigga, I'm an emotional nigga. Damn right. I get emotional when it comes to my family. I get emotional when it comes to my people. Damn right. Ain't nothing wrong with being emotional. I'm not out of control.
You supposed to. Behind your people, you supposed to.
Yeah, I'm not out of control. I ain't tripping. I ain't cussing and fussing. I can let somebody talk. This man played me like I ain't have a business, yo. This man talk about I cheat him out some moringa. I didn't cheat this man out the moringa. I took it. I didn't cheat him. I took that.
Yeah.
Tell the truth. I took it. Not paying you, bro.
Yeah. And you got to respect it.
Yeah,
And that's what Reggie should have read the room and put on his antennas and moderated the discussion. He should have known that. Reggie should have had the wherewithal to know that, especially if he writing the Black City Plan, putting black people together. He should have known how to moderate the situation. But I see he don't have the wherewithal to do that. But he's still an intelligent brother. But Reggie, you should have stepped into that.
Man, like that, Reggie just stayed where he's supposed to stay.
All right, let's get off.
But no, it's more than just them two, Suntan. It's the whole. We got hundreds of people watching.
That's okay. He wanted to.
Yo, what I missed? What happened, man?
Chief X came in here and wanted
to. Sa.neter, you know, Sa.neter.
Hold up, one at a time. What happened?
You know Chief X just called you.
No, sir. I swear on everything. Nope. He didn't call me.
He came in here. I got a single question, Sa.neter. He asked him a single question. Chief want to go into a narrative. Well, why am my name in the title? He want to come and get all this stuff. Unc said, this answered the question, Chief. That's it. And because you know I don't like you. No, we don't answer the question. Well, you want to let Reggie in. You know, he answer the question, dude. Then he want to take off. So bye. See you. Because he bunny hopped me. And I wanted to hear him answer the question, too.
The question was, Sa.neter, it was a simple question. Unc asked him. He stopped everybody. Stopped me from what I was doing. Stopped everybody. He said, Chief X, I need to know why the Egyptians, the Egyptians are black and are not black, and the Nubians are black, right? Roughly, right? And we all wanted to know the answer to that question. Why are the Nubians black and the ancient Egyptians are not black? Independent of whether we agree with any of them are black, we needed to know why Chief X is making one group black and another group something else. It was a straightforward question, and Chief X want to talk about me. He want to talk about everybody. He don't want to answer the question. So so he got off the platform himself because he thought that he could do on this platform what he want to do, right? And Unc is moderating. It's Unc's show. So the problem is on these platforms, if we have somebody who's doing a channel, they have liberal control, not complete control because it's your channel, but it was right for Unc to ask him a question. Do you agree or disagree?
Hold on for a minute. Before you answer that, so guess what? I don't even got the power to say Chief X can't come on here. Because this your platform. So I let him on here. But what I do have the power to do is check this out, bro. I ain't even talking something that. I want the audience to hear this. I don't have the power to say Chief X can't come. It's part of the content. It's what y'all want to see. Right. So I'm never going against that. I know what it was I signed up for when I'm doing this show. So all I'm saying is I got a right to say, yo, I don't want to hear all that bullshit. Say what you're going to say. Then go ahead and get all that out. But we want to hear the audience got a right to hear the damn real question, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a point you made, bro. We just want to know why you saying that, man.
I wanted to know.
I think we all wanted to know.
We all want to know that how you managing. You just said all that, and how you managing that.
That's why I ain't say nothing. Go ahead, say it, Chief. Damn, where you want to put me in there? Man, come on, dude. I don't even like the way your voice sounds. Just come on, man.
The people make themselves more than what they are.
He tried to buffalo. That's what he did.
This is Sa.neter's channel, but Unc is running this show. Chief X came on and abused our senses the other night. We all listened to it.
All right, hold on. Let me get this straight.
Yeah, get that straight.
We got two grown ass men in the building, Unc and Chief X.
Yeah, I asked him a question.
And you asked him a question.
I say answer it.
And he didn't answer it.
No, he went off talking about Reggie and all about me. Hold on, bro. I say, listen, I don't like you, yo. You know how Chief X do, right? You know how he do, man.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hold on. Hey, Scott, it's the big one. Then he fall back like this.
And then look, and hold on, Sal. You know how I know how to pick with Chief X, right? I wasn't even trying to pick one. I was like, hold on, yo. I said, I know I've been talking trash a bit about you, yo. You coming on here is a part of the show, yo. I don't want to stop you from coming on here. I said, yo, but seriously, I don't like you, bro. So can you just answer the question, though, yo? And then you can get back, yo. But don't get back first because we're going to start beefing. I said, if you're saying that the Egyptians, that the Nubians are black, but yet the damn Egyptians is somebody else, yo, how you do that?
He said they white or something.
Caucasian. You remember he said that on the show, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That don't make. I'm trying to find a little clip so you can see it. It's the darndest thing. It's the same thing.
I think he would have answered this. He wanted to just cover some things first. He would have answered
No, I don't want to hear that. That's a pseudo shuffle. Cover what things? I ain't got time for that. I don't want to hear you cover nothing.
You said he mentioned Reggie and all that.
Yeah, here you go. Right here. It's right here.
He mentioned.
Here you go. Right here. I'm here now. Now we moderating. What's happening, Defects? What's going on?
Tell him to answer the question though. This is
I
the video.
knew there was some communication, one way or another, with him and you, sa.neter.
Hey, saw him. Hold on, so I'm gonna put myself in.
Okay, Chief X, what's up, man? What's going on?
sa.neter, I came on here very calm. I made a point to come on here real calm and relaxed. You can rewind the tape. And then when you rewind the tape, you should ask Ankh and Reggie to apologize to you.
Man, shut up. Nobody
Come on, man. Calm down, brother. Damn.
I'm calm. I just tell him not.
Just relax, brother. Come on, man.
That nigga gonna ask for. Tell him to answer the question.
Right now.
See, come on, man. Just
tell him to answer the question, Sonny. I'm
playing. Allow me to talk. Listen to what I'm saying, son. When you rewind this tape, you're gonna ask them to apologize to you for lying to you. All you got to do is read the chat. They're telling you, as soon as I came on, real calm, they bullied me. Asked me a question. Look at, like right now, he cannot be quiet and let somebody talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, relax. I haven't even been on here a minute. You guys been streaming for 3 hours with my name. Okay. So they bullied me off. I was real calm, just like this. Reggie started talking for a long time. I waited, didn't say nothing. I didn't either interrupt nobody. Ankh asked me a question 4 times. Just kept repeating the question 4 times. So as soon as I began to answer it, I just wanted to clarify something because Reggie called me irrelevant. He said I'm irrelevant on here. I'm irrelevant on my channel. So I just was going to clear that up. Reggie, I'm not irrelevant. Okay? If I was irrelevant, you guys wouldn't be doing 3 hours on me. Ankh would not have done 18 hours talking about me over the last 5 days. Go look. Hello, me. All these guys, him, Chris Harris, Cedric Ortega, Ankh, all these guys done presentations on me for the last 5 days, totaling about 20 hours. Irrelevant little old me.
Damn, you got a good point there. You can't be irrelevant.
Hold on.
You got a good point.
I'm talking, Reggie. Clearly, I must have ruffled some feathers and have some type of power for people to do 20 hours streaming talking about me. Okay? This is the truth. Okay? I didn't come on here. I came on here. I was going to answer the question. They wouldn't allow me to get a sentence out. You can rewind this when this show is over, and you will see. I will not lie to you. The chat is telling you, everybody this.
This nigga saying
Elder Suntan start jumping in, and it was a three cats start bullying me. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to raise my blood pressure today. I already knew if you weren't on here, sa.neter, I won't be able to get a word in edgewise. Ankh was not going to let it happen. He was going to continue to escalate it and escalate it and escalate it and cut me off and tell me how to answer and all this stuff. It was ridiculous, and the entire panel was very immature. That 2, 3 grown men can't sit here and have an adult conversation without a bunch of insults. I haven't insulted Ankh yet, and I'm not. He insulted me at least 20 times. Let's be real. Okay, so I jumped off because I wasn't going to get my blood pressure up today, and I threw my clothes on. I'm about to go to the gym and work out and go swimming. Do something for my mental health. You see these guns? That's all, Si. So they was tripping, and when you rewind it, you will see. And matter of fact, Elder Suntan needs to apologize to you too, because when you came on just now, Si, they bullshitted you. That's all I want to say.
All right, man. Thanks, man.
You are going to be.
Yo, I got another show.
Wait,
I'll do a presentation in a couple of days.
Hey, Sean, you are going to respect me.
Okay.
Right? Because in this
Peace
case,
out, y'all.
Onk did a show. Onk did a show, and he opened up the lines. He allowed me to come on, right? I began to talk to Onk about what I disagreed with Onk. Then Chief and then Suntan was on. Chief X came on. I stopped what I was saying, right? To give the back to Onk so he could address Chief X directly, because that was more important, right? So when he came on, I said the truth. Chief X is only relevant on your channels, right? He's not even relevant on his channel, right? And then I let other people speak, and I was waiting to come back. If you believe that narrative,
No, Reggie, why you feeding into that? Reggie, the man still didn't answer the question. That's the point.
Right.
He was gonna always do it the way he just did that. Ladies and gentlemen, he was already gonna do it the way he just. You see the way he just did that? Did that man answer that question, man? See?
Nobody respects
There
me.
you go. Hey, Reggie, that's not it.
Me.
Reggie, don't feed into that.
You know what?
Reggie.
No.
Don't feed into that, Reggie. Reggie, we all respect you. Don't say that, brother.
No. When I gave it back to Onk asked the question, and me and Suntan, we shut the F up. And he would not answer the question. That is the correct narrative. You're gonna respect me for what I'm saying, right? I don't know why Onk left. He's probably gonna come back on.
No, he's in the car. That's why it's keep popping. That's why he was telling me to let him in.
Oh, okay. So that's
how
it
here.
happened.
I'm right here. I'm right here, yo.
I'm gonna stop, Onk. I'm gonna give it back to you.
Oh, you
when
good?
Onk came on, he just asked a question, and then Chief X started combing his hair and talking about how relevant he is, right, and putting on his makeup. I'll stop.
Well, we got to look at him like this. He is relevant. Everybody on him.
No, sa.neter, I said he was relevant to me today. That's why I did a stream on him.
Right.
I never thought the man wasn't relevant. What I didn't want to happen was what happened. He came on here, you let the nigga talk, and all of a sudden he left without answering the question, yo. If he was a serious dude, like I know myself to be, and you just want to do it the way you want to do it, I would have came on here, ran my mouth like he did, talk crazy about us. But guess what? I wouldn't have never gave y'all the opportunity to say, but that nigga Unc didn't answer that question. You know this man came up there and didn't answer that question, bro. He did all that, bro. He did it the way he wanted to do it. He wanted to say all of that about we bullied him. Like, really? We ain't even from that age of bullying. He didn't answer the question, ladies and gentlemen. And see, get in. This is why I didn't want to do it, because he was going to do what he did. Wow. Didn't answer the question. With you up here, bro. Well, you had his protection. You his daddy. You ain't going to, son, don't let them kids bully him. Yeah, okay. So we came up here and he didn't answer that question.
He did it again.
He did it again.
All right. Thank you for the show today. I'm live right now on the HK. I got another show. I got God Energy. Maybe y'all can come on over there if y'all want to.
Let's close it out. All right.
Time, I never got a chance to finish what I'm going to say. You see, I give everybody respect, right? But the respect ends up hurting me. right?
Come on over here and open it up, Reggie. Come on over across the street before
All right,
God Energy come on.
You want me to go and watch God Energy, who's an excellent presenter?
No. I said you can come over there and say what you want to say real quick before God Energy starts. Come on. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
All right. Peace, everybody.
All right, man. Peace.
Come on.